Welcome to Little League Day here at St. Louis Park as the Orioles host Wayzata Trojans. We're in the midst of starting lineups. There's Riley Dvorak, joined by one of the Oriole Little Leaguers. It is Little League Day here, as all Little League players following each park player out.
Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 7, Shea Pekarik.
Shea Pekarik, the starting pitcher today, the junior, and he's followed out there by one of the youngsters.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, represented by Alexander Hokinson. Juice. Number 6, Julian Shadle.
There's Julian Shadle, followed by Mr. Hokinson.
Batting sixth, the right fielder, represented by Jack Mobley. Number 23, Luke Mobley.
There's Luke Mobley. Actually, Julian Shadle got a DH today. Luke Mobley doing the catching.
Batting seventh, the third baseman, represented by Zach Stillman. Number 0, Jacob Stillman.
I have a feeling Zach Stillman might be his younger brother. There's Jacob Stillman, who's done such a good job in his first year as a varsity regular.
Represented by Declan Gaines and Quentin Solheim. Number 2, the second baseman, Jack Elias.
There's Jack Elias, senior, who has contributed so much to the Orioles over the years.
Represented by Lucas Johnson and Miles Ryder. Batting ninth, the first baseman, number 3, Brent Ryan.
There's Brent Ryan, who had a nice day yesterday.
And catching for the Orioles, represented by Griffin Crone and Rocco Serrano. Number 25, Sam Hunt.
There's Sam Hunt doing the catching.
We'd like to recognize the student manager, Riley Hannon, for the Orioles.
Riley
the Orioles
Hannon,
are head coach, or assistant coached by Danny Bissonette, Tom Spaeth, and Tyler Adams. And representing our head coach, Robbie Kelly, with Brian Kelly.
There's Coach Kelly's son, Robbie Kelly, out there as well. Danny Bissonette, along with the whole coaching staff. And you see all the Little Leaguers on their way out as we get ready for the national anthem.
The flag out left center field, and remove your headwear for the playing of our national anthem.
My journey skating for the gold taught me a lot, but my journey with breast cancer has been one of my greatest teachers.
Every woman's breast cancer is unique. Be Wiser educates and empowers women to take control of their breast cancer treatment plan and help navigate their own path beyond 5 years.
Talk to your doctor about information and tests to personalize a treatment plan that fits your needs. I did. Be informed, be wiser, support survivors like us.
We are back on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Derek Keller Field at Dakota Park. I'm John Fromm, excited to bring you this section contest between last year's state champions, the Wayzata Trojans, who are ranked number 1 in the state again this year with an 8-1 record, and your Orioles from St. Louis Park, who have been playing some better baseball of late, including a big win last night against Jefferson on the road. The Orioles with a 9-4 victory last night. Some excellent weather here on this Saturday. We mentioned it is Little League Day here today. So for the Orioles, Brian Kelly got to be happy there. You take a look at Wayzata, of course, swept through the state tournament last year, beat St. Louis Park in the section finals last year. The Orioles were section runners-up and lost to Wayzata, I believe, 8-2 in the section finals. There you take a look at Terry Steinbach, the first base coach for Wayzata, of course, longtime Oakland A and Minnesota Twin, visiting with some of the Oriole coaching staff over there. He and Tom Spaeth have known each other for a long, long time. Danny Bissonette over there. Wayzata also coached by Bobby DeWitt, longtime player at Wayzata High School as well. So what a beautiful day here for ball, absolutely. Got my notes, I'm ready to roll. At least I think I am. Yep. Wayzata with a nice 3-0 win over last year's state runner-up Champlin Park last night. Wayzata with 6 shutouts on the year. Their pitching staff leading the state with under a 1.2 earned run average. Here's Danny Deese, one of their returning starters and leading hitter on the year. Deese, the right fielder, steps in and takes that fastball a little bit high. Try to do a nice count here on some of the pitching. That fastball laced hard up the middle. Nice line shot by Deese as Pekarik gives up a line single. Deese clocked in last year at about a 4.05 rate for the Trojans and is hitting .390 so far this year. We mentioned Wayzata 8-1 so far on the season. Number 1 again in the state this year. I talked to a friend who was at the Champlin Park game yesterday, and he said he thought Wayzata only gave up 2 hits, a well-pitched game. Here's Bobby Isbell, their second baseman, taking that Peckerick offering just a tad low. Isbell on the year, the second baseman for Wayzata. Peckerick, we mentioned the junior getting the call today. The Orioles used 3 pitchers yesterday in last night's win at Jefferson. Looks like he throws a slow curve in there for strike 1. And is that Sam Hunt, the 8th grader, doing the catching for St. Louis Park? I haven't seen him yet, but heard a lot about him over the years. There's a fastball that breaks high. Good size for the 8th grade backstop. Been a while, I think, since an 8th grader played varsity. We've had a few 9th graders, but yeah. 2-1 hit low. Dribbled towards second base, picked up clean, and the throw over to 1. So got that off the end of the bat was Isbell. Does do his job in the sense that he moves Deeses over to second base, but really nice job by Peckerick putting an off-speed pitch together and getting the 4-3 put out for the first out. Here's Will Oberg now batting for Wayzata. Oberg doing the DHing today. Oberg, one of the other 2 starters that returns from last year's team for Wayzata. Compact senior, put together pretty well. Going to take that curveball right on the outer half for strike 1. Mentioned a beautiful Saturday afternoon here on Little League Day. All the Little Leaguers getting free hot dogs and sodas. There's a rocket foul. Kind of got that in on the hands a little bit. I mentioned Wayzata 8-1 in the season. Their only blemish was a loss at Minnetonka, but 6 of their 8 wins have been with via the shutout variety, which obviously bodes well for Coach DeWitt and Coach Steinbach over there. That curveball also whacked. Got that a little up in the wheelhouse. I'm sure he didn't like that location of that as Oberg's eyes lit up just a tad with that. Got to make sure he gets that breaking ball down. Mentioned the junior Peckerick, plays a lot of third as well. They hit a home run, I believe, last night, his second of the year when I looked at the data sheet, so I think that's right. Taking a look at my, don't have a color man yet, but maybe, okay.
Solid hit, best hitting game of the season.
That fastball just a tad high, trying to go up the ladder on Oberg. And that'll put the count at 2-2 here. Just 1 down in the top of the first inning. Beautiful day here at Keller Field. Great to see a good turnout on a Saturday as well with all the Little Leaguers sitting put. Oh, and a nice job on almost a slow breaking ball. That went in the dirt. Hunt gonna have to go down to first, but nicely done on the swing and breaking ball there. It looked like he even took more off the curveball. I'll have to check with coaches on what his full repertoire is. I've only seen Shea pitch once, I guess. So that's 2 down his fastball curve as he gets Oberg on strike 3, or the heavy dose breaking balls. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Chad Muser, playing left field today. Muser gonna take that one high and away. So 2 down. Deese on second base with a solid single to start the day. Then Isbell with the grounder to second. Peckerick looks in as Hunt sets up outside. Good size for an 8th grade backstop. What is he, 6'1", 6'2" at that size? Yeah, I was gonna say, pretty well put together. Yeah, no kidding. Big kid at the plate, left-handed batting. Muser takes that breaking ball and slams it to center. We'll see if that has good carry on it. Oh, Sorensen not able to, he gets a glove on it, but that's able to beat his top hand and a clean, I think in this case, Muser with a laser double to center field. Johnny Sorensen did everything he could in center field, and he got a great glove on it. Being a left-handed thrower, he stuck that right-handed mid up.
Number 4, Tyler Young.
You can kind of see vaguely that he just almost made a great catch, but nice clean RBI double by Muser here. That'll bring up Tyler Young doing the catching there. Yeah, Deese in for the first run of the game. Yep. So 1-0 Wayzata. Another breaking ball. Oh, nicely done right at the knees. And that's some location that Shea's going to want to make sure he owns today. Inside, outside, up, down, but especially not hanging any breaking balls against Young here. That fastball chopped to first. We'll see. Nice short hop play and the flip over to Peckerick. Nicely done, I believe. Mr. Ryan over there with a nice 3-1 put out. So 1 run comes in on 2 really solid hits, but nicely done by Shea as he mixed up his pitches well. And for the Orioles, a 1-0 deficit to enter the bottom of the first inning. We mentioned both
For
teams
the
played
Trojans,
yesterday.
1 run.
St. Louis
2 hits,
Park
no
on the
errors.
season
For the
now
bottom
with
one.
2 consecutive wins as they got the, I believe it was 9-4 win last night. Jefferson 17 hits on the day last night against the Jefferson Jaguars. And then earlier in the week on Wednesday, St. Louis Park with a 1-0 win over Kennedy. Stubbed their toe against one of the better pitchers in the state, against Benilde St. Margaret's Derek Drees. I've seen him pitch several times over there. He's going Division I. And then a tough game against Chanhassen. But overall, 4 of the last 6. And losing to Chanhassen and Benilde, that's excellent competition, as is today. We mentioned Wayzata is a section opponent, so this is certainly a game where the Orioles want to perform well.
Varsity autograph baseball for the Little Leaguers.
They're giving away autographed
Marley
baseballs.
Curtis.
Wow, that's fantastic for the players. Another nice thing that Coach Kelly and Bissonette and Spaeth are doing. Let's see if I can get some help here on... Looks like for Wayzata towing the slab today, number 5, and I'll try to get a name on that young man. I don't know if I have the new updated roster sheet that... This is Peyton Gallagher pitching for Wayzata. Gallagher on the year, 2.62 ERA. He has had 1 win, given up 5 hits in 5 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks and 4 walks. Looks like in their rotation he's their 3rd or 4th pitcher.
The center fielder, number 1.
They lost 7 of their 9 regular players last year, including Brendan Broviak, and who went on to play college ball. We'll go over some of those changes that the Trojans also had. So Gallagher going to hit strike 1 there on the swinging breaking ball that Gallagher offers there. Going up the ladder with good heat on that one. Getting ahead 0-2 on the count is Gallagher. Connor Cornell in the on-deck circle for St. Louis Park. Brent Ryan, has he been leading off of late? I know early in the season Connor was leading off too, right? Okay. Okay. That fastball lasered. Wow, just like his dad muscled up back in old Golden Valley Little League days. Oh, it is. I apologize.
That's okay.
Oh.
First base and Connor Cornell.
Okay, gotcha. So this is Johnny leading off, and I saw yesterday that it looked like Johnny had a double and a triple in 2 of his at-bats as the Orioles pounded out 17 hits. Johnny got a lot of experience last year, not only on the hockey team, but also on the baseball team as he pitched a lot, including pitched in the section championship game against Wayzata where the Orioles lost. I believe pitched almost 5 innings in that game. Johnny just a junior, and he does a nice job getting behind in the count and working a base on balls to lead things off. Johnny with excellent speed, the junior. And Connor Cornell with his rocky walk-up music comes to the plate. The senior Cornell, understand that he was just recently moved into the outfield. He played a lot of second base during his era here. Connor up to 6'4". Sorensen a normal lead at first. Squares toward an offer on the bunt. Fake bunt, throw back to first, and they got him on the pick play. Not sure if they ran a fake bunt and hit, or if indeed Cornell was supposed to bunt there. Not sure what Coach Kelly's method of operation there was, but he did square around partially. The ball was up and in, so he pulled the bat back, and Johnny was breaking partially like it was a bunt play ran. We'll see here. It's a nice job defensively on the pick play. Just what Wayzata wanted on a 2-3 put out. Got to go around the infield and get some names for some of the Trojan players as well here. Gallagher. Down and away. Cornell with a line shot that hits off something on the instep. Pushes the count back to 2-2. Nice take that time by Connor. Going to work the count full here. Again in the infield here. Isbell at second for Wayzata. Tyler Young doing the catching. Westermeyer at third. Bolke at first. That one popped foul. Going to be out of play. Bolke playing at
Fans,
first.
please return ball,
And
all
Austin
balls to the
Fries
plate.
at shortstop. So Bolke at first. Isbell at second. Fries at shortstop. And also Westmeyer at third with Young doing the catching and Gallagher on the hill. Up and away, so another walk. Boy, and nicely done. Orioles get 2 consecutive walks. Could be first and second with no out, but still Cornell at first with 1 out, and that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Riley Dvorak, who had a couple RBIs and 3 hits I saw in last night's game for Riley. Of course, an all-conference performer for St. Louis Park as a sophomore for the junior. Riley put together well, and the good defenseman as well for hockey. That one getting wild, it skips to the backstop, and Cornell going to get down to second. Young not able to put the squeeze through on there. We mentioned Wayzata returned 2 starters in the infield off last year's state championship team. I did get a chance to talk to Coach DeWitt the other day, and he said that they had an excellent JV team that won almost 90% of their games, and their B squad did really well too. Galler goes up and away with that offering. Cornell dancing around at second base, trying to draw the attention of Isbell as well as Fries out at shortstop. DeWitt going to come out and talk to his right-hander, his senior. Just a beautiful day, 70 degrees. Our friends from Plymouth made the drive eastward to support St. Louis Park, and hopefully we'll support our locales here. Just a great turnout for Little League Day. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to, as Coach DeWitt is talking to his right-hander, maybe just a little information about what's going on here with Little League Day. I'm joined by one of the parents, Court Ryan. Court, thanks for putting the headset on. I know you've got a son out there playing at first base for St. Louis Park. Tell us a little bit of what's going on with Little League Day today, will you?
Well, we got a full house here with all the kids out here. They're giving away hot dogs and Gatorade for all the Little League kids, and perfect day to watch baseball.
It is, and really a nice effort the last 2 days for the Orioles, and nice to play some excellent competition, isn't it, this week?
Oh, it's fantastic. We've had our hands full with Chanhassen and Chaska and Benilde and now Wayzata.
Nice take. But, I mean, that's, it's really a great indication on the season that Park had last year, and also the great offensive numbers that a lot of these kids have, and they want that challenge as well.
They sure do.
Good take there in the lower half, so we'll see if the Witt's visit can pick things up. We do have a 3-1 count here on Dvorak, the 3-hole hitter, with Shea Peckerick on the on-deck circle, the cleanup hitter. That ball chopped towards Fries. Oh, nice play by the third baseman there who jumps in front of third, and that's a nicely done play by Sam Westermeyer as he records a 5-3 putout to retire Dvorak. And here's Shea doing the pitching today, also does some third base work. I believe Shea hit his second home run of the year yesterday. Another one of the juniors in the class.
Long shot, left field,
Was
deep
it?
left field.
At Jefferson?
Inside pitch, he just took it deep. It was fun to watch. Bats came alive last night. Really the first game that the boys came alive. You know, like you said,
Yeah.
17 hits, and throughout 1 through 9, everybody had multiple hits.
And I think, too, it's not easy for a team that did so well at the end of the season last year. A lot of confidence going into the season, but you're playing excellent teams, and maybe a little bit of gripping the bats a little bit tight going into the early part of the season. Now you're getting in a roll where you're playing a lot of games in a row.
Well, we finally have some nice weather, too.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like the kids were pretty relaxed last night and just doing their thing.
Absolutely. And a lot of these kids have played a real lot of, I don't have to tell you with your son as part of that as well, and your older boy last year, but played a lot of high-level competition growing up and playing the Wayzatas and Edinas and Jeffersons. That one chopped towards first. Just a half swing that time by Shea. What a strange bounce. Nicely done by the first baseman, Bolke, to stick with that on the 3 unassisted. So, yeah, Court, no, it's kind of 17 hits on the day yesterday. It looked like he had 6 or 7 extra base hits.
Yeah, the ball was carrying, you know, it was great. The wind picked up right at the end of the game, but it was tough in the outfield, but they were hitting the gaps. It was really fun to watch.
Well, and if you're just tuned in, I'm John Fromm, joined by Court Ryan, who's strapped on the headset. I don't know how long Court can can be. And
Available.
he's so shy. It's going to be tough to pull him out of his.
It's
pull
hard
him
for me.
out of his
It's
shell.
hard for me to stop talking. You get me going, Frommer. You know how it is.
I know. Well, it's the same way exactly. I don't even need a color man exactly. But no, it's. And a couple more weeks till the regular season, and then obviously baseball starts the sections 23rd, 24th of May. So it's really good to get a handle on Wayzata earlier in the season. And as I mentioned, I mean, Wayzata's only given up, if you take out the Minnetonka loss where they gave up 9 runs, I believe they've given up 7 runs after 8 games. But some good swings in that first inning and good takes on the first 2 walks. If Johnny doesn't get picked off there on whether that was a fake bunt or actual fake bunt.
No, he called a bunt.
Yeah, and
He just pulled
Connor
back. It was a high pitch. Nothing he could do to lay it down, and Johnny was leaning towards second.
Right, exactly. Just joined us here. We're through 1 here. Wayzata and St. Louis Park. Wayzata last year's state champions. Number 1 in the state again this year. And this is Sam Westermeyer now batting for. Made that nice play at third base. Slightly open stance. Big body on the right-handed hitting Westermeyer. Now, I haven't had a chance to see Shea pitch at all this year. Has he really relied a lot on the off-speed stuff and keeping it down in the zone?
He's had to rely on the off-speed. I mean, you got
Oh, nice athletic play on the bop there.
You got a team like Wayzata that is stacked from top to bottom. Big boys.
Absolutely.
That can hit the ball. So if we can,
Center fielder, number 6.
if they're going to hit the ball, keep it to singles and not extra bases, we should do all right. Our bats are coming alive, and I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think.
Well, that was a really athletic play by Shea, even though that ball might have been made by the shortstop. He dove to his right and showed his good athleticism to make the stop and had plenty of time. That'll bring up batting second this inning. This is Charlie Engdahl, the center fielder for Wayzata, another right-handed batter with an open stance. With Terry Steinbach, I think this is his 6th or 7th year on their staff. We saw him back in 2010 and 11, and he, of course, had his boys play at Wayzata too, but obviously a good hitting coach to have. And I know Scott Lass was on their staff for a little while because his boy Mickey played at Wayzata a few years back too. So
They're stacked in the coaching department.
Right. And not to say that with all the veteran leadership that Coach Faith and Danny have had, that ball hit towards shortstop.
Charge it.
Riley staying back on that. Nicely done. He did stay back just a tad on that. Showed that great arm on the 6-3 putout. So 1-2 getting Westermeyer and Engdahl. Never a worry for Riley. Just let that ball come slowly, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten better. I think he, when he's charging the ball, his arm is a cannon. The left side of the infield has been solid with Jacob Stillman at third. He's
lights out, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just so relaxed.
Bare hand play and the fire to third. Oh, unfortunately that gets through. Tough play that time by Pekarek as that ball almost rolled foul. He did barehand it and came through, but it was a really low throw. Brett not able to come up with that. It was a really tough chance. So we're going to give him a single and an error on that play. So that'll move Bulky down to second base here with 2 outs on the single and the error on the throw. Yep, and that'll bring up Austin Fries, the shortstop. Takes that breaking ball, nicely done on the inside corner. So 2 out, runner on second.
Yep.
One of those tough ones for a pitcher too. That was 6-8 inches away from roll and foul. He's coming hard off the mound. The ball hit to Stillman at third, and Jacob stays down on it. Throw across the diamond. Oh. Stillman kind of short-armed that throw over to first base. Nice job by Ryan, able to stop that ball. Didn't like Jacob didn't come through fully on that play. So an error on the third baseman throw. Still, nobody comes in on that play.
The coaches thought there should have been a little interference, but
yeah, tough call that time. As Brent's got to come up with that throw, but Jacob understandably short-armed that just a tad. So first and third, 2 out. I'm assuming that the Orioles with a young catcher are going to throw through here if Sam's got a good arm to throw through and get the third out at second. But we'll see if Wayzata tries to steal a run here with 2 outs. Breaking ball inside. So you just joined us. A run on 2 hits in the top of the first inning by Wayzata. Coach DeWitt signaling play over there that time over to Bulky. Bulky at first with a good lead. That ball skied towards center field. We'll see if the nicely done out there in center field, and that'll be 3 outs. So nothing hurt with the 2 errors, and little talk by Coach Kelly on some of those things. Yep.
No runs on no hits.
So Austin Fries without a shake, the shortstop. I always thought that should have been a Weird Al Yankovic song instead of Eyes Without a Face, Fries Without a Shake. He had enough of those spoof songs. So that'll take us through an inning and a half here. Court, how things been? The kids had a good trip. I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Kelly much before the trip to Arizona, though, but
Yep.
good feedback and a lot of good commitment for the off season for some of the kids.
Yep. I think the boys had a great time in Arizona. And so it's a bonding week over spring break, and they get some hacks in there. They were able to play against Burnsville down there against Sam Carlson.
Oh wow, it was big time pitcher.
Who's going Division I. He was.
Did he get to pitch against him a
he
little
pitched
bit too?
against Park. He was. All the scouts were there. It was packed with scouts, so it was fun for the boys. He was throwing,
92,
96.
Jeez, was he really?
He was sitting at 96.
Was he really?
Yeah.
So is he supposed to be a first round? I've read about him in here too, and I didn't see him last year, but
There's Brent said that there's a chance that he could be drafted.
yeah, with that kind of 3 miles an
With
hour.
that velocity, he's a good kid. Actually, Brody and my boys played with him on a traveling team.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, when they were Brent was 11, Brody was 12, and we traveled to Iowa, Kansas, and
Oh,
Sam
wow.
was
Yeah,
chucking it hard
big
back
time
then.
then even, right?
Great kid.
Well, that's an amazing speed because even Logan Shore, who I've known well and played against for years, he's only throwing 93, and he got drafted at the top of the second round out of Florida after 3 years of college. So here's a big basher. There's Julian Shada with a laser up the middle for the Juice Meister. Boy, he's one guy that definitely hits the ball hard. I remember a ball last year where he one-hopped a shot a parade off the base of the fence for a single. The ball was hit so hard. But Juice going to play at Morris next year, so I was glad to see that Julian's going to continue on with his ball. And here's Luke Mobley. Now, Luke last year did most of the catching with Ryan now up doing the catching. Is Luke DHing mostly, or are they moving him?
Sam Hunt.
Sam
catching.
Hunt.
Yeah,
Because
well,
Luke caught almost every game last year, right?
Yep. Little switch for Luke to go out to right field,
Yep.
but
Good athlete.
good athlete.
Okay. So Orioles, just like they did in the first inning, get the leadoff runner Ron Gallagher here from the set position. Tyler Young looks down towards the dugout to see what pitch is called by DeWitt. Ball peeled away. Bobby DeWitt, the Wayzata manager, pitched for Wayzata back in the day in the mid-90s, and I know he went on to play some college ball as well. Just a beautiful day, Court, about 75 and sunny. Almost wish you could play a couple games today, you know.
It's Speedo weather.
Well, I don't think anybody would like to see me in my Speedos, but I'm sure the tee-back look would go good for the ladies, for you. So 3-1 here to Mobley as Gallagher struggling a little bit with his control. He walked 2 in the first inning. Shadle, we'll see here even with a 3-1 count if Brian turns Luke loose. And he does. Line shot up the middle. Going to handle that fastball with no problem. Nice to see the Orioles right on the heat when they get it there. So first and second, nobody out. And you mentioned how good Jacob Stillman's glove has been at third base. He's also made a lot of contact also
bats
this year.
have been coming alive. He's just putting it right in the holes.
Right. Brian Kelly going to.
Luke Peterson coming in, I think, to run for Juice.
Oh, sure. Okay. This is Luke.
Oh, maybe.
Actually, somebody running in. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about Luke Peterson. Not familiar with him.
Well, Petey's been, he in his younger days was pitching, and he's had, unfortunately, a number of injuries.
Okay.
With his back and with his arm, and he's just getting back into it. Good to see him in the game.
And what grade is Luke at?
Luke's a junior.
Okay. So we got 2 Lukes on the bases.
We got 2 Lukes on the bases.
Let the force be with them. Squared around, offers at the bunt that time. A little down and away on that offering, and he a little bit lunged at that. So in a way, it might be just as well that he didn't make solid contact. A lot of times the best offering, if you think a guy's going to bunt for sure, is to go up and in with a high fastball to see if he can get on top of that if he's trying to bunt it. We'll see what Coach DeWitt signals in if he thinks the Orioles are going to bunt again here. Stillman not showing he's offering yet. Catcher way outside, down and away with that offering. Throw back to second base. Slide through by Pedersen.
220, 221.
Johnson. So down and away. Almost interesting, it was an 0-1 pitch that obviously DeWitt thought he was going to square around to bunt again, which he did, but they went down and away with an off-speed pitch again here. We'll see what they do here, 1-1. Down and away to the backstop. So another wild pitch, and the Orioles don't need the bunt to move them up to second and third.
We'll take it.
Yeah, second wild pitch of the day as Connor Cornell moved down to second in the first inning. So that'll open up the bat for Jacob Stillman and Jack Elias on the on-deck circle. So 2-1 count to Stillman here, bottom of the second inning. You just joined us here, number 1 ranked Wayzata taking on St. Louis Park. Wayzata, of course, last year's state champion. Gallagher gonna go to the windup here. High leg kick shot towards shortstop. Fries
Tough
comes in,
play.
2 hands it, nicely done. Throw over to first. That was nicely done for the shortstop. He had to break down and into his right, and he made sure to get 2 hands on that before he attempted the throw. Orioles didn't run the contact play with nobody out, so yeah. Yep. So here's Jack Elias, senior, does a lot of pitching for St. Louis Park, plays some second base as well. If you just joined us here on ParkTV, we're going to be replaying this game a lot over the next week, and you can watch it on the internet. All kinds of replay times on Channel 16. Nicely done as he shaves the outside corner there, 0-1.
Been seeing that called a lot.
That outer half.
That outer
like
half of the plate on both sides, lefty and righty batters. It's been a tough pitch for the kids to hit. But last night, you know, that I don't know, maybe they were standing closer to the plate because they were hitting those.
There's a nice swing at the breaking ball, 0-2. Well, that's sometimes difficult too. You know, every umpire's got a different strike zone, and then obviously depending on with the new pitch count rules, we never really talked about that in our first broadcast, but a lot of teams are, you know, using 3-4 pitchers in a game, so the umpires are seeing a variety of pitchers as well, and they can't necessarily settle in. There's a nice breaking ball, locks him up on the outer half for a backdoor K. That'll be 2 down, and that'll bring up Brent Ryan. I think you're pretty familiar with this young man, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Just a T. He's got. I like the high socks. My kids always like the high socks too. So 2 down. Gallagher trying to get out of trouble here as he's good swing on the fastball inside corner. Brent, of course, a first baseman. His older brother Brody playing tennis out east. Played for the Orioles baseball last year too. Misses down and away. Good take on that.
That's been the tough one. That's a hit or miss. I mean, that's been called, but
yeah, that's 6
we'll
inches
take it.
outside right. It looks like he's got good plate coverage and extension, your son. He's got long arms and he's relatively on top of the plate. Has he played a lot of first base growing up too? Or has he moved around quite a bit?
Well, he's just recently switched to outfield. Like I said, they made a switch with Connor Cornell and Brent, and
yeah. That one shot to right. Boy, a line drive. Is it over the head?
yes,
Yes, it is, and that's going to clear him. So nicely done. As Brent Ryan with a 2-run double here with 2 outs. And a big hit as the Orioles had second and third with nobody out, and Stillman and Elias went down, but Brent Ryan with a laser to right center that shoots right over the head of the right fielder. Shoots right over the head of the right fielder Bolke that time. So
well,
nicely.
I'm gonna feed him tonight.
Yeah,
for that.
exactly. Well, he really muscled up and went the other way, and that'll bring up the.
He gets the strength from his mom.
Does he? Is that what it
Farmer,
is?
Of course.
Here's Johnny Sorensen back to the top of the lineup for the center fielder, Johnny. Johnny got the walk the first time. He's always really good, even last year. Johnny takes a lot of pitches, works counts really deep, really a cerebral player in a lot of ways.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
He's had a spectacular year in center field. I mean, he
Yeah.
was uncharacteristic with, the one ball, but he has saved us.
That
That's a
ball shot to left center. That's going to play another run, if not more. That's going to hit the base of the fence, and that'll be the 3rd run of the inning. There's another 2-out double, that time by Sorensen, and another RBI. You love to see those 2-out hits, and both doubles they go the other way.
Go the oppo. That's they were doing that last night from her.
Yeah, well,
taking that outside pitch, and earlier in the season they were letting those pitches go by.
Right.
And I think they're really getting comfortable.
Right, exactly.
It's
Well,
good
and
to see.
learning the strike zone, and one of the tough things, as you mentioned too, because I might be frothing at the mouth. It might be
Just a
because your
little
son
bit.
got a double and,
Yeah.
and then followed with.
Well,
a
you're
single.
lucky from her.
That I froth?
Yeah.
I brought the power. So Gallagher going to be relieved here after 1 2/3. We'll see if we can get a name for it. So Gallagher, just his 2nd outing of the year for Wayzata. Looks like maybe you can help me out here, Cord. Is that number 33?
Number 33 for Wayzata.
Okay, this
coming
is
in as relief, and it's good to see that St. Louis Park just took out a Wayzata pitcher.
yeah. That was Gallagher's 4th outing of the year. He'd been used in the bullpen twice, but obviously only went 1 2/3. This is Matthew Erkey. his second outing of the year. First outing, he hasn't given up any runs this year. He's gone 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. The main 3 pitchers so far that Wayzata has used is Will Oberg, Matthew Bolke, and then Alec Lonson, and then Gallagher and Erke, 4 and 5. Obviously, they've had a busy schedule too, playing Champlin Park yesterday, but it's important you get into the depth, and with the new pitch count rules in high school baseball, we didn't deal about it, but if you go 1 to 30 pitches, you have to rest 1 day. So if they used any of their big 3 yesterday over 30 pitch, well, at all, then you couldn't pitch at all. So, so you really are going to need to have a 4th, 5th, and 6th pitcher come playoff time. You aren't going to just be able to rely on one guy to pitch game 1 of the sections, and then if it's 2 days later you're playing the semifinals, if he's throwing 75 pitches, he's got to sit 4 days.
That's right.
And there's good and bad with all that. I think generally most of the people I talk to think it favors the really large schools who have
Definitely
6, 7.
Definitely favors. But you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of these kids are having shoulder injuries.
Exactly.
Early. I saw
so much traveling
with my son
baseball when
Brody
they play
tennis, and they're still, their bodies are still developing.
Right.
So,
Well, I think one of the things that's difficult is like St. Louis Park plays Little League and then also is traveling. I grew up in a Little League program with my boys as well too, and you don't have the 5 games in 2.5 days, where at age 9, 10, 11, and 12 you maybe only have 2 legit pitchers, and then
When you get into a tournament, then it gets tricky.
Right. So here's Connor Cornell into 2 down still, 3 runs in on 2 back-to-back doubles by Brent Ryan and Johnny Sorensen. And here's Cornell going to take that. That's kind of a slow,
little off speed.
Yeah, a little off speed right on the inside corner. So Connor going to take that. I like that take. Probably not the pitch you want to hit 0-0 anyway. So good take on that fastball low for Connor.
Got an interesting delivery, doesn't he?
Yeah, big kid too. You wonder if he didn't play some football for the esteemed Trojan program. This is Matthew Erke again. Somewhat open stance for a pitcher. Doesn't get much of a leg lift either, which is very, you'd think maybe he'd slide step if there was a guy on first, but with a runner on second, he doesn't necessarily need to go with a short leg lift there.
That's my wife.
Oh. Cornell, 1-2 pit. That ball chopped towards first base. Really low. Let's see if the Erke can get over there. Flip to first. Just does get him on the 3-1 putout. But for St. Louis Park, 3 runs on 2 2-out doubles as Julian Shadle and Luke Mobley with 2 back-to-back singles to start the second. Moved over to second and third on the pass ball, or wild pitch. And then after Stillman and Elias went down, a nice line shot double over the head of the right fielder by Brent Ryan plated 2. And Johnny Sorensen followed that up with a double to left center. And the Orioles with 3 runs on 4 hits in that bottom of the second.
Yeah, the Orioles continue their hot bats from last night.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Sometimes there's a letdown after you have a big game,
Well,
right?
you had a night game, too, didn't you? 7
we had a
o'clock,
night game,
so you
7
get home.
o'clock.
The kids probably get home at 9:30, 10. They're fired up, but they know they got to be back here by 10 a.m. But then again, they're kids. And they want to play right away after you win. It's like...
Well, it was good to see. I got a text from Brent, and
Did ya?
all the boys went to Applebee's after the game, and I like to hear that stuff.
Well, here's one thing I like to see. With the new pitching rules, you're going to see Johnny Sorensen in the game here for the top of the 3rd inning. Johnny started last year, as you remember, in the section finals against Wayzata. Definitely let that one go to the backstop just to show that he had some velocity in a little while to intimidate those
Well, the
Wayzata hitters.
control's been a little bit tough for Johnny this year.
That Park Center game we had.
Yeah,
yes, where he started the first inning, right.
If he gets his curveball working, that's kind of what took us through, the section championship game against Wayzata.
Right.
If that curveball, if he finds that curve, that's his off speed, keeps people on their toes.
Right.
If he gets that going early, I think we're going to see some solid pitching by Johnny Sorensen.
And this is also a good thing, too. Irregardless of outcomes today, you've got a good positive start. Coach Kelly is looking for the 3 gentlemen that pitched yesterday. I believe you had Riley pitch 3 innings, and then Luke Boyum. Talk a little bit about him. We're not going to see him today, but he pitched 3 innings yesterday.
Yeah, he came in. Luke's he just throws strikes.
Yeah.
He doesn't overpower anybody, but at this level, throwing strikes and not walking kids. Really is a huge deal. You got your defense just standing out there getting
right.
And he's throwing strikes. He started out hot last night, and then bats got alive for Jefferson, and we made a switch, and
In the top of the third inning for Wayzata.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Blue.
Second
yeah,
base
we got
number 2,
Shea
Bobby
Pekarik out
Isbell.
in center now.
Yep, Shea in center. Johnny came in to pitch, so good wheels out in center. Johnny High Sox Sorensen, along with Brent High Sox Ryan, the only High Soxers out there. Near and dear to my heart. I like to show the color. I'm kind of old school that way. Now here's Bobby Isbell, the number. So Isbell, who grounded to second, number 2 hole hitter for Wayzata. Isbell looks like he possibly might. Oh, I guess not. I thought he
Ooh.
might have offered at that breaking
That was
ball.
a nice breaking ball by Johnny.
Yeah, was it ever? So top of the third inning here, 3-1 St. Louis Park, 2-3-4 for Wayzata. Nice curveball, inner half that time. We mentioned this is a good experience too for Johnny to get out there against Wayzata too, where he struggled a tad last year. Even if you get a couple of innings where you get some positivity built, if you do meet up with Wayzata later on. Boy, that was nice to see him come hard with that fastball after the soft stuff. Oh, wow.
Nice call off by Jack Elias.
Boy, it was a convergence. It was the triangle of death possibly up there as Brent Ryan and Jack converged, and Jack did call him off, and then he overran it just a tad, but good
Athleticism by Jack
coordination.
Elias. That's why we like him out at second base.
I really like the execution of the pitch, though, on the play before that. He went soft twice with the breaking ball, and he goes hard inside with that fastball.
I think he
and
fooled him.
Exactly, and he's late on it just a tad. Here's Will Oberg, who went down on strikes to Pekarik in the first inning. Takes that one about letter high for strike 1. Sorensen looks in. Good hunt. Another breaking ball. Good control of that. Looked like he got a tad of that outside corner. He's getting a little bit slight movement left or right, being a left-hander. Johnny stands tall. What is he, about 6 feet, 6'1"?
Yeah.
Nice high
Atta baby,
fastball.
Johnny.
And again, pitching backwards, is going soft stuff early, and then he goes hard up it in to get the K. And not much you can do even for a veteran like
Like I
Oberg.
said, Frommer,
Exactly.
he gets that curveball working, and it keeps them on their toes.
Yeah,
Or on their heels, I should say.
And that's twice he executed the high velocity inside fastball on the third pitch of this at bat too. That'll bring up Chad Muser, who had the run scoring double to center field just over the head of Sorensen. This is down and away with that breaking ball. Johnny, of course, not only played outstanding hockey player for St. Louis Park the last 2 years as a junior, but also played some quarterback and wide receiver for the football team in the fall. So nice job as he shaves that outer corner. Nobody's going to touch that. 1-1 to Muser, the cleanup hitter here, with Tyler Young in the on-deck circle.
Another big boy for Wayzata.
Yeah. Nicely done. He shaves that outer half again, and lefty on lefty, Muser not really a chance to reach that. That was probably 4 or 5 inches outside by the time it broke across the plate.
Exactly.
1-2 count here.
Stay away from inside on this guy.
Oh,
There
right
he
down
goes.
the middle. He went, same
Working
modus
backwards.
operandi, all 3 batters that time, and he gets 2 Ks, including a backwards one there. So 1-2-3 quick inning in the top of the third.
Well, we like to see that. We
Boy,
keep
that
the bats
really
quiet.
was nicely done, executed. And we're joined here by Court Ryan. This is John from Court's older boy Brody, of course, playing tennis out east. What school is he playing tennis at?
Hobart.
Hobart, and that's in
William Smith in upstate New York.
in upstate New York.
Yeah,
And of course,
played baseball last year.
been a great tennis player for years. But yeah, and I thought that was wonderful how his senior year he wanted to make sure he at least played during the school year, play
it's
ball with
tough
the
here.
guys.
It's tough in Minnesota with spring sports. You grew
Yeah.
up playing baseball and, of course, playing tennis as well. And
Right.
And as we got into high school, you're forced to pick a sport.
Right.
And
I know.
I think he wanted. A lot of his buddies were seniors, like he was last year. He wanted to play baseball one last time with them, and
Griffin, come claim your autographed
Exactly.
baseball in
And it's nice at a school like Parkside's where he was able to do that, where in a lot of schools that are twice as big or whatnot, he wouldn't have been able to have those
Exactly.
choices.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Gorgeous day here, Frommer.
It really is. I'm Thank goodness they scheduled one on a Saturday. I bet Coach Kelly wishes he could get another team on the line and play a 3 o'clocker today.
I feel spoiled. I was at the Twins game the
Oh,
other
were
day,
ya?
and then now this game, and I'm going to the Twins again tomorrow with the family.
Well, I'm available. I'm completely available now that I'm a free agent. I'm on the market again.
You are
so,
you're hot on the market.
Yeah. And-
Shortstop number 20, Riley Dvorak.
So here's Riley Dvorak to lead off the bottom of the third. Riley hit a ball to third base that was nicely squeezed that time by Freeze and thrown over to first base. 3, 4, 5, Dvorak, Pekarik, and Julian Juice Shadle for St. Louis Park here. Berkey back in there.
He's got that
In
kind of
relief.
a off-speed, this pitch that he's throwing. It's a little different.
Right. Well, he's got it. Gets much more of a leg lift that time, too, than he did when we saw a runner on second base. So with his kind of body size, too, I mean, he's got to be weighing in at 210, 215 with big legs like that if he can really get a push from that backside. It's one thing a lot of kids don't do pitching-wise. They just don't use their lower half like they could. Now, he's got a pretty decent follow-through.
Yep,
But
I think
doesn't
he
get as
could
much-
throw harder.
Yeah, he could. I bet you get another 6, 8 miles an hour out of him, right? Especially filling out at that size already. That ball shot, nice line drive. Good to see Riley fresh off yesterday's good game with another line shot single there.
Coming up to bat for the Orioles.
Riley's been
center
pretty
fielder
good.
number 7,
I think he's
Shane
been our hottest
Rivera.
hitter, consistent hitter, all
Yeah.
throughout the games that we've played. And
Now, did you make good? No, I know Dries had a good game against you for Benilde the other day, and obviously he can bring it up there around 90. But good swings in the games
I think
early in
it
the
was-
week, or
I think it was tough. Not
Okay.
like we've seen, last night against Jefferson and today against Wayzata.
Right.
I just think it almost seems like a different approach at the plate.
Yeah.
Granted, he's a stellar pitcher. I think we were off balance.
right.
We had our chances though. I think we had some mental mistakes, and that matters.
Well, you probably know this, but when I was a senior when I was a sophomore at Park, his dad is Tom Dries, who played at Edina East and then made it to the White Sox. So
Yeah.
he was a pitcher, and so
It's in the family.
good plug.
Good genes.
Yeah, exactly. So here's Shea Pekarik, 0-2 on Shea here. We'll see what Erkey does here with Riley Dvorak at first with good speed. Nobody out here, bottom of the third. Down and away, Young way outside. Nicely had to backhand that one again, or it would have hit the fence. Julian Juice Shadle, who had that line single to lead off the second inning and came around to score. Throw over to first. Riley getting that. Riley's got to have. He must be one of the better all-around athletes in the high school with speed that he has, size, as well as just
Yeah,
overall
well,
athleticism.
he's fearless on
Yeah.
in hockey. I mean, he
Right. There's a swing and a miss and a down and away breaking ball. So that'll be one down
Designated
here.
hitter number 6, Julian Shadle.
Here's the juice man. Got the facial hair going in full this season.
I'm going to make a call here from her. I think he's gonna take one deep.
He really leaned on that fastball with a line shot, hitting in the 5-hole. I remember last year in the section final game, he had a really nice line shot against Wayzata. Just one down. Oh, nice play that time. Little 5-4 and possibly 5-4-3 around the horn. Nicely executed on the defensive side indeed. As Isbell helps turn that at second. Little 5-4-3 double play, and that'll get us through the third inning.
The top of the fourth inning with the score is St. Louis Park 3, Wayzata 1.
Make some notes here. Got another theme from Rocky song coming up. I'm not sure if that's a Johnny Sorensen call. If the pitchers get to pick their song for their
walk up on the mound.
walk up for the inning.
Yeah.
Boy, that'd be really catering to the players, wouldn't it? It's not just when you come to the bat, but when you start the inning to.
Hey, it makes you want to work out, right? Get up and run around the
Yeah.
park from her.
Boy, I used to have to, a lot of the years I coached, I remember I had a kid all the time that would run out to the mound when he was pitching to start, and he wanted to just throw. And I used to tell him, I go, I don't want you to throw more than 5-6 warm-ups after the first inning. Because one time I countered him, he threw like 11 warm-ups. I'm like, you're going to wear yourself out. But if he had this music in the background,
You
he
just
might
never, anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're getting ready to head to the top of the fourth inning. We should mention here, If you're watching the replay of this on Monday, May 8th, the Orioles do have a home game Monday night, the 8th, a rematch against Richfield. You did play Richfield down in the
US
new
Bank.
Vike Stadium
Yep.
and
Yep.
took the Spartans out to the woodshed, so to speak.
Yeah,
But
bats were alive there. It was a tough place for the kids to play.
Yeah.
You know,
Were they able to
they had
pick up
no
the ball?
fences. We had
Right.
a few
Oh.
gappers. Riley Dvorak had an in the Parker. I mean, he hit it, you know, in between the left fielder and right fielder, and it just
They didn't
on
have the
that
fence
turf,
up in left field?
No, they
You're
didn't have
kidding.
anything. So the ball rolled
Wow.
forever.
Okay. Because my son pitched down there and they had the full fences, but I guess maybe you needed to pay extra for fences.
Yeah, I think wasn't in the budget.
You'll have
And
to
I wasn't
visit-
going to write a check. Probably.
No, exactly. Well, although it could be a tax write-off, couldn't it? That one popped high towards second. Looks like Jack going to measure that at second base. Gets under that easily. So now a quick one-pitch inning. So 4 batters have faced Johnny, and 4 have been retired quickly.
Sam Westermeyer.
That was Tyler Young here to lead off the 4th. Tyler had grounded to first, so now he's popped to second. That'll bring up Westermeyer, who hit the ball back to Pekarik, who Shea made the nice play on in the in the second inning. That one going to hit him on the inside elbow there. So first runner to meet here. A hit by pitch is Westermeyer. I don't think he's going to be too banged up on that slow breaking ball off the inside of the elbow.
He's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Charles Engdahl.
Here's Engdahl, who grounded out short to first. He just joined us. 3 runs on 5 hits for St. Louis Park. All 3 runs came around with back-to-back doubles in the bottom of the second, and 1 run on the 2 hits. Goes with a fastball early that time, mixing up his pitching pattern. And again, as we talked about last inning, mixing up your pitching pattern. The Trojan hitter Engdahl way behind that fastball. Terry Steinbach giving some instruction to Westermeyer over there. Engdahl plays center field for the Trojans. Take a look at the right-handed batter. Good camera work again today. Kind of hard to see. Up and in. Oh, he gets the up. Wow, you don't often see the up and in fastball call, but he did get it that time. So 2 fastballs up and in, put the count at 0-2. We'll see if he goes slow down and away, or if he stays with the high heat. Breaking ball, and he locked him up
Nice
there.
pitch, Johnny.
he had
Like
no
I
idea.
said, Farmer, he gets that curveball working. He's
tough.
tough.
And he's really placed that fastball 2 innings, too. I mean, every fastball's been up and in. I mean, and
He got
you
a
just
nice
can't-
call in the last at bat.
Yeah.
We'll take it, that high and in. Don't
Yeah.
see that called that often, like you
No,
said.
not at all. And here's Bolke, number 8 now batting. He's one of the main pitchers for Wayzata, Bolke. We mentioned earlier on the season. Matthew Bolke, 16 innings on the mound, only giving up 2 runs for Wayzata. Nice pitch there as locates down and away as well. Gets ahead 0-1. And through 5 batters, he's been ahead with every batter. He's got 3 Ks. Pop up to first, pop up to second. Nice block that time by the 8th grader.
Sam Hunt.
Yeah. So Sam, does he go to junior high, or is he at the Jewish day school?
He's at the Jewish day
Oh,
school.
okay.
Yep, 8th grader at the Jewish day school.
Well, congratulations to him. I had read a little bit about how he was, at his age group, an excellent power hitter as well. I think it's probably wise here as well, playing a #1 team in the state, not to burden him with the offensive responsibility, but let him focus on defense as a younger kid too, right? Must have a good pop time if he's obviously taking Luke's spot
I mean,
behind.
he's got plenty of time. You know, it's good.
Yeah,
He's in
I'd
8th
say.
grade, you think?
Yeah, I think so, right. What a great throw.
Big boy for an 8th grader, though.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say. And, not a lot of 9th graders historically have even played at Park. Aaron McEachran started as a 9th grader and, of course, went on to Division I in Pro Ball. In my year, David Whiteford did, and he was an All-American at Mankato, but that's pretty tough at this level. Inside corner, getting that call again. Yeah, nice.
That one was a little down, too. We'll take that.
So full count here to Bolke here. Full count, 2 down. Let's see, Engdahl take off with the pitch. Breaking ball hit to short. Dvorak going to stay down on it. Throws it first. Thought he was going to try to beat him at second base on the force, but maybe he wouldn't have made it anyway. So 6-3 put out, and another nice inning on the mound. 2 innings on the mound so far for Mr. Sorensen, and he's got 3 Ks in the book. So 3.5 complete. I guess these teams must have a buffet late lunch in mind the way the game's progressing, huh?
We're moving along from her.
Yeah. And we should mention, you said that in the backdrop, there's a big orange flag for Little League Day here. Are all the Little League teams off today or during this time frame to come out and watch
this
it?
This has been set up at the beginning of the year, obviously, and we got a nice crowd here. A lot of Little League kids. It's great for them to come out and support the high school team and have a hot dog and a Gatorade and
especially with what the kids provide too, what the high school team provides in terms of the off-season lessons and then evaluations too. Because for Coach Kelly, who's a St. Louis Park grad, as is Danny Bissonette, Brian lives right by the high school. He wants to probably have this job for 15, 20 years and eventually coach his own son. And
I think they had a clinic earlier this morning for some of the kids. Yeah.
Did you happen to be here?
No, I saw a text message from Coach Kelly, and they've been doing a lot of those clinics for the kids, and they get some of the players, the high school players that come in, and
right.
And I think it's a great experience for the high school kids and the young ones.
Well, and it's, and you talk about how to keep your numbers up as well. I mean, when you watch these games on TV, you see a game like this, and then you see the older players having success and going on to college. Here's Luke Mobley to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for St. Louis Park. Mobley with the nice single on the 0-2 pitch after Julian Shadle led off the second. Luke came around, well, actually, Luke Peterson came around and scored in his spot in the order. So we're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matthew Erkey back on here. He's got 1 1/3 in the books in relief of Peyton Gallagher, who started for Wayzata. There's a nice breaking ball that shaves the inner edge. That ball laser to right center, nicely done by Mobley as it shoots over the head of the second baseman, Isbell, that time, and a nice leadoff single to start 6th hit of the game so far, and that'll bring up Stillman as Luke Mobley 2 for 2 on the game. Jacob Stillman with a ground out to short. Luke went the other way.
Hot.
Yeah, he went the other way, got another nice line single.
My phone's been ringing off the hook. I'm just trying to get things planned for tonight. The boys have prom.
Oh, they do. Well, glad they got an earlier game. That ball squared around, going to peel foul on the bunt attempt. Nicely done. He tried to go down the first baseline here.
Yeah, the team, we've been bunting the last few games. Kind of added the bunt into our repertoire.
Well, it'd be nice to get a win on a prom night. Exactly. Don't want to get too far ahead of the game. But what time? Where are they going for prom this year?
I think the Swedish Institute.
Really?
Yeah, very she.
Exactly. As my Norwegian blood would fit right in there if the Swedes would let me in, right?
There's a back entrance for you.
Yeah, all the Finlanders and the Norse have to go a different way.
But you have to know the secret handshake.
But squared around again. Good take. Follow through on the throw. Down through. Oh,
I don't know about that one.
That was a close bang play. Mobley going to get thrown out there on the throw through. The umpire almost had decided that he was out. What's the throw? Nice throw by Tyler Young. He throws through to Freeze, and they put the tag down there on Mobley.
Coach Kelly not happy with the call, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, it was a perfect throw. It was just a matter of whether he beat it or not, right? That one right down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. And he's Jordan. Did he make the catch? Wow, what a catch down the right field line, a diving play. I hope we have that on tape. Stillman robbed. I thought he almost short hopped that. What a catch out there.
Yeah, it was a great catch. He went full extension on that one, and
that was bulky out there. I don't know if we have that on the replay, but wow. So 2 excellent plays, a throw through by Young on the steal play, and then a great catch by the right fielder Bulky on the catch in right field.
Elias calling timeout.
Yeah. Jack with the backdoor K took a strike, called strike 3 in the 2nd inning. He likes calling. He's consistently calling the stuff up here. I'll tell you.
yeah.
Yeah, he really is. So both ways.
Oh, that was his pitch.
Little bit up. Oh, tough squeeze.
Oh, he dropped it.
He did drop it. So Elias can. Oh, he says he caught it and they dropped it on the transfer, so he's going to give him credit for that. Yeah. Yeah. Good lesson for all the little leaguers in attendance to make sure if you can, you two-hand that.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
So quick inning that time. After the leadoff single by Mobley, Luca raced on the stolen base. 4 complete. We're still saddled at 3-1. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Orioles. Couple of errors. The errors didn't amount to any problems that particular inning. John Fromm joined here by Court Ryan. We should mention, though, yeah, we talked about Wayzata last year's state champions. They also won the Legion state champion. But St. Louis Park won 4 out of their 6 games in the sections last year.
Kind of came out of nowhere. I think we came out of the subdivision.
Yeah, you know, had a good win against Hopkins and some other
Yep.
teams. Also played Edina earlier this year, a game that went Edina's way. But as the schedule and the temperatures heated up, the schedule obviously a tough week this week. But you got a great conference with playing Chaska twice, Chanhassen twice, and Benilde twice. Those
And
are
we got
6 great.
Hopkins at the end of the season.
Yeah,
We're
and that'll be a
slated, so
section seeding game. And if you have a good score in this game, obviously that'll.
yep, we're hanging in there right now.
Right, exactly. Johnny Sorensen on for his 3rd inning of work. Be interesting if the Orioles, with so few pitches in the first couple innings for Johnny, if they ride Sorensen for a while here, or if you come back with somebody who throws hard later, or just to give Wayzata a different look. He's only faced. Let me see here.
6 or 7 batters.
He's only faced 7, so this is Freeze and then Dice. So he hasn't faced either of these guys yet. So this is Austin Freeze, the shortstop. Austin reached on an error by Stillman on the short arm play in the 2nd inning. I meant to mention we didn't get a chance to talk about this last. I'll wait till the next pitch.
Nice comeback for Johnny.
So Johnny 2-1 there. Tom Scoro, who I saw pitch a lot the last 2 years, a big left-hander for Wayzata. He's off last year's team. He's pitching now at Kansas State. And then their other big gun who we saw in the section finals, I'm cheating here, but
You can cheat.
exactly.
I won't tell anybody.
No, who's there to tell anyway? No one. I hope everybody's watching, but
Big lefty.
yeah.
We go to Kansas State?
Yeah, Scoro's at Kansas State, and then that one shot, little duck snort to second. I don't know what else to call that one, but a nicely done.
Nicely done. Good
Kinda
comeback for Johnny, and I
Yeah.
think that was the first batter. He came from behind.
Yeah, you're right. Good call on that. He fell behind in the count, came back and sawed him off there. Should mention for Wayzata also Cameron Keenan, also from last year's state championship, playing at Concordia St. Paul, and then Jake Marsh playing at Bethel, and then also they had trying to think of Brendan Broviak, where he's playing ball hit up towards Dvorak in the middle. Riley scoots to his left. Big, strong arm for the junior Dvorak.
Just has a cannon over there, and he's
He
just
really does.
He's really grown into that position.
Yeah, he's going to get. I'm not sure if hockey is his favorite sport or baseball, or if he
Baseball
still
is.
has it.
Yeah,
Well, he's got.
although he plays football too, and he absolutely
Yeah.
like Johnny Sorensen. They love hitting people.
Right. Well, he has a rare skill. You know, I know he's great in hockey, but in hockey he's going to have to play 2 years in juniors, et cetera. But in
Oh, yeah.
baseball, he's got such upside in power and speed that he's got a wide variety of skills to display this summer. So that was Dries, who was retired, and this is Bobby Isbell, the first batter that Sorensen faced in the top of the 3rd inning. Isbell popped to Brent Ryan at first. The curveball whacked
Very
foul.
soft speed pitch by Johnny.
Inside with that curveball. Isbell 0 for 2 on the day officially. Just down.
Nice pitch.
Yeah.
Nice 2-strike pitch. Oh, we only got one strike.
We do. Well, you and
What
I
am I
technically,
thinking?
we don't have any technically. I'm not even on the field.
Oh, it's a tough one. Get up.
Oh,
Oh.
Dvorak shows great athleticism, backpedaling, and a fantastic circus catch
Tough
there.
play. You got the center fielder coming in, left fielder coming in, and it was one of those that could have easily dropped, but Riley made an unbelievable athletic catch.
Let's see if we can watch the replay of this. As indeed, Isbell hits it out there. Riley turns, goes hard, and then he backpedals at the very end.
It almost bobbles it.
Yeah.
And, oh, Byron Buxton.
Yeah, he goes head over heels, absolutely. So showing great athleticism on those last two plays. The ball up the
Great
middle,
athleticism.
going left, and then showing that cannon of an arm. And these are the kind of things I have a feeling that Riley Dvorak's folks will put a highlight tape together, and these HD quality videos will certainly be on there for
Well, I know
if he
it-
doesn't
it-
want to play baseball.
Riley's mom's a heck of a photographer, so.
Oh, they don't even need our help, possibly.
No. God, no.
But boy, talk about mowing him down. So 10 batters have faced Johnny Sorensen over the 3 innings, and the only one who's reached was hit by pitch Sam Westermeyer. And he has indeed struck out 3, no walks. So you mentioned control was an issue in that Park Center game we saw in another outing he had, but so far through 3 innings, it's just mow him down central.
Yeah, this has been his best outing thus far.
And tip of your hat to this young man too, Mr. Urke, who's on for his, officially came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, so he's on actually for part of his 4th inning of work. Last year, Wayzata finished the season 19-3, but I remember as I went to the state finals game against Champlin, and I think it was 9-1. They just demolished them in the state. So I was interested how yesterday's game would go. Was Champlin always has a good number of players and is also one of the larger schools in the state.
Let's go, Bugs.
Here's Brent Ryan, who put the Orioles ahead with that big 2-run double. Bugs is the nickname we hear.
Bugsy.
Is that any relation to Bugsy Malone or just the Bugs Bunny? Or have to keep Dad relaxed. That's what
You know, it is. You know, no relation to Bugs. But I don't know. Since he was little, we just call him Bugsy.
Oh, okay. Well, Brent got that 1-2-run double that he shot over the right fielder. Came around to score the 3rd run of the 2nd innings for St. Louis Park. Ball hit towards 3rd, but foul. Just where Brent
Brought that curveball off.
Just where Brent wants it, 0-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brent going to prom as well tonight?
Brent's going to prom.
Right.
Yep.
Was it a whole process to ask her out too? Like
Well,
it is
actually, none of the
nowadays?
guys
Really?
are going with dates. They're
They're bacheloring it.
Yep.
We'll have to talk about that. That's a nice pitch down into ways he gets some. So that's kind of new. That's kind of a new thing, huh?
Johnny Sorensen.
Going just solo stag to prom with a bunch of the baseball guys
A bunch
and
of the
other
baseball
friends.
guys are going to go to the game or go to the prom, and
Wow, how exciting! What a day for photos too. My heavens! Here's Johnny Sorensen. Johnny 1 for 1 with the run-scoring double. Squares around a bunt, drops it foul. Luckily, it was
tough
he
pitch
got
to
it.
bunt.
Yeah,
Came
and
in
he-
with the curveball.
Johnny again leadoff hitter. Started the day in center field for 2 innings. Walked to lead off the game. Was picked off by Young on a play that Connor Cornell squared around to bunt and then pulled the bat back in the 1st inning. Urke, it looked like he was trying to throw a changeup that time and just didn't have good control of it. So 1-1 here, bottom of the 5th inning. Derek Keller Field, St. Louis Park, hosting #1 ranked Wayzata. Wayzata 8-1 on the season. Their only blemish to Minnetonka. St. Louis Park, tough start to the season, but obviously last night getting 17 hits against Jefferson and then swinging the bat real well today as well. Now they're going to take that away, put the count to 2-1. Good take again as Johnny attempts to get on for the 3rd straight time. 3-1 count. We talked earlier about how Johnny has a lot of plate discipline, good eye, very patient, likes to spoil pitches. He did, indeed
Good
he
eye,
does.
Johnny.
Yep, just what you want here. Just 1 out walk.
Fielder number 14, Connor Cornell.
Here's Connor Cornell, 0 for 1.
Shout out to Rocky.
Another rock, yes, definitely walk-up theme. We're gonna have to, you know, and he's not as far as I know, Connor doesn't have a boxing background. He's a basketball guy, but maybe he's a big Sly Stallone fan.
Yeah, good, he could be.
We'll have to talk. And Connor going to St. Mary's to play baseball. We
Yes,
should
he
mention
is.
as well as Juice going to Morris. I'm not sure. Have you heard what Jack is doing next year, Elias? Or?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hope he'll. And Brody is freshman year, and Brent is a
Junior in
still?
high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Brent's got a big junior class, lots of
It's
players.
a lot of boys.
Yeah.
Same, all the same boys grew up playing baseball and hockey together.
Yeah.
They're going to be.
I remember Tim was talking to me years ago about those kids when you were like 10 and stuff, and 11 when you were playing in those AA state tournaments and writing up recaps I'd read. And throw over from Erke over to first. So the American Swedish Institute going to house prom tonight. You don't often hear that.
Bunch of dressed up kids.
Gets underneath that one. Not sure if there's room. I believe there is. And not what Mr. Cornell wanted, but it popped first. He dropped his backside there and really got under that as he popped it up. So with 2 out and Sorensen at first, interesting to see if the Orioles will move Johnny here. Riley obviously can produce a lot of extra base hits. I think he had a couple last night.
He did.
But obviously being on first base with 2 out, we'll take a look and see if Coach Kelly has anything in mind here. Indeed, he breaks for the first pitch.
And a
curveball. He should be able to run through on that. Indeed, he's safe. So nicely done. He gets the curveball, which certainly helped because Young's got a great pop time and a good arm right on base there. So
Good jump by Johnny.
yeah,
And got the right pitch.
got the right pitch early. So now you got a runner in scoring position for Riley with 2 outs. Second baseman. I guess I'm not sure who's covering this time. Up and in. Puts it at 1-1 officially. The count to Riley. Riley 1 for 2 on the day. Had that line drive single through the shortstop third base hole last time. Grounded out to third in his first at bat. Really glad that you could sit with me today. I hope that you didn't mind. I love watching the game from back here anyway.
I can't leave right now. I'm very superstitious from her.
Well, and I'd love to watch from behind. If I could, I'd be right behind, every game.
Must have been great for your kids to have you stand right behind, home plate.
Yeah, usually I always tried to umpire when they were pitching.
Yeah.
Little humor there. Take on that one and push the count to 2-1
Johnny
to Riley.
with a fake steal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the old Little League play. Try to steal third and get the catcher to throw it into left field, right? Steal the run.
Worked back then.
Yeah, exactly. Can't count on it anymore. Riley really leans into that one to left field. Got really under it. Is it going to blow out of here? No. It had one. I apologize. Did that hit off the top of the fence?
It looked like it bounced
It looks like
off
it
of
hit up the
something.
top of the fence and came up.
Or right at
I
the
think
bottom.
Either at the bottom, so it's either a ground rule double
No,
or
that should have been gone.
they're going to maybe. We've got video, guys. Can we go to the replay of that? Let's go to the replay. I thought it hit off the top of the fence and then he caught it off the top of the fence on the bounce back. Slow it down if we can. Guys, we got video. Oh, hit off the fence part.
Center fielder number 7, Shinka Carrick.
Yeah, that was the right call. Right call. Wow. So, and I thought he got too far under that it was going to be caught, but it really carried well for him. So a run-scoring double off the for Dvorak with an extra run for St. Louis Park brings in Sorensen. Great to have that video nicely done by Paul Broden and our crack staff. And that's one nice thing about having high-def cameras too. You can really slow it down, Paul. And
Well, we've got my wife in left field sitting out there, right there where the ball was. I just sent her a little note.
yeah. Oh,
Nice
nice backhanded play that time, and a 5-3 put out. That was a really nice backhanded play. That would have been trouble for a lot of young men, but
For the Orioles in the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors.
not for Westermeyer that time. So run scoring double with 2 outs. So and nicely done. Another 2 out double. So that's 3 2-out doubles that have
doubles,
scored all 4 of the runs, and That's a big part of any kind of victory parade. If you do want to get a copy of the game today and any of the other events that we carry on Park 16, go to parktv.org, parktv.org, and also even your friends that don't have access to St. Louis Park cable, they can go to parktv.org and click on the icon links, and you can watch the replays at any time. I'm constantly amazed how many people think you have to have cable to watch these games. Yes, obviously that's why we're covering this. But and you can also order DVDs. They're free. If you order 3 or more, they're $10 a piece. So make sure you pass that on to the parents at the end of the year. I know I certainly have a collection, and I'll want to get a. Paul, I'm putting a dib in for a free DVD for my announcing duties today. So Johnny Sorensen going to be on for his 4th inning of work. Nice for the Orioles to tack on a run here in the bottom of the 5th. We mentioned we're 6-inning games or 7-inning games in high school baseball, so. This is the top of the 6th inning for Wayzata, and we are sitting 3, 4, 5 in the order.
Game's moving along from her.
Boy, is it ever! This
1 hour and 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, we've had. You know, I'm going to have to take a look through this, except for the hit batter and the 2 walks to start the game for St. Louis Park.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for Wayzata, the designated
Except for the
hitter,
first 2 batters of the game, we've only had 1 walk and 1 hit batter. So,
well, I mean, Major League Baseball is going to have to take a clue from,
Yes.
Minnesota high school baseball, how to move a game along.
Dave St. Peter, if you're watching, make sure you show your yes. So here is Will Oberg, one of the returning big boppers for Wayzata. Will's gone down swinging twice today, 0 for 2 officially. This will be a second at bat against Sorensen here. Nice breaking balls. He shaves that. Looks like down and away he gets that as well. We'll see if he continues mixing them up as he has the first 3 innings. That ball shot to right field. That's going to be trouble. Oberg at a 1-hop the base of the fence. He's got 2 for sure here. Looking for 3. We'll see if he stays put, as indeed he does. Nice job on the relay throw that time. So Oberg nicely does. He goes the other way with that. Bangs a leadoff double here to start the 6th inning.
Left fielder Chad Musser.
And here's Musser, who had the run-scoring double over the head of Johnny Sorensen in the 1st inning for Wayzata.
Looks like they're going to appeal the whether or not he touched first base.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think they're looking for that.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes for the base umpire, too.
Just got confirmation from my wife out in left field. It did go off the top of the fence.
It did.
That shot by Riley Dvorak.
And it looks like he hit the instep part of the base, so nice job on the camera work, guys.
Great camera work, guys.
You guys are 2 for 2. If you get another one, you get a free soda at McDonald's today. That ball bounced into the, wow. That would have been an unusual play. He short hops the catcher and it bounces back to the 3rd baseline, and Johnny thought
that's too bad it didn't go all the way to the 3rd baseman.
That would have, somebody would have been a geometry major if he could have got that angle to bounce through. So ball 1 to Muser here, left-handed hitting cleanup hitter for Wayzata, right on the outside corner.
That's that outside pitch I've been talking about, Frommer. Tough to hit.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Good insight. And lefty on lefty matchup here. Now that one, he left the breaking ball up, and Muser does what any good cleanup hitter does, and he whacks it for a run scoring single.
Stayed back on it and drove it.
Yep.
Got 2nd and 1st.
Got more of the middle of the plate or inside port.
And this might have a pitching change.
It's a 2nd time around, too. It was interesting to see. You got good hitters, and they obviously saw a lot of the breaking ball and fastball, but we'll see what Coach Kelly is looking for here. Plus, too, I don't really have the Park schedule. Well, yes, I do. So depending on what his pitch count is, obviously Monday he couldn't pitch anyway, but, you know, I suppose you got to look Sunday, Monday, Tuesday if they wanted him to pitch against Chaska on Wednesday. Yeah. You know, you got to know what I don't know what the pitch count rules are. I don't have the numbers. I know it's 76 or more, and you got to have 4 days. I think it's 4 days of rest over 76.
Yep.
So, but not the.
We haven't hit that yet with our pitchers. We've been kind of going through multiple pitchers this year.
Yeah.
There's Johnny staying in the game.
Yeah, Richfield on Monday for St. Louis Park, and then another home game against Chaska. The Chaska Hawks Wednesday, May 10th here at 7, and then Friday at Chanhassen. And then a doubleheader Monday, May 15th, Cooper here, 4:30 and 7. I feel like I've informed everyone. Come out for that doubleheader if you can on May 15th. as I believe in between games, Coach Kelly will be doing a break dance workshop right behind home plate, and he's got throwing down mats. Is that correct? Or I'm sorry, that was Danny Bissonette who's doing the
I
breakdown.
think it's Bissy.
Okay,
He's younger.
He's younger. He doesn't. 1-1 count here to the catcher Tyler Young, who, as we mentioned, done such a nice job behind the dish today. 4-2, runner on first, no out. Muser faking like he's going to go. That ball shot nicely done the other way, and making some adjustments with at the at bats. Tyler Young goes the other way. So first and second here with nobody out. 4-2. So that's a double and a single and a single. Three consecutive.
Wayzata up to 5 hits now.
Yeah, 3 straight hits. They hadn't had a hit since the first inning, and you're going to have a courtesy runner here, number 12 for the Trojans.
Running for Wayzata, Jack Rothstein.
Jack Rothstein.
Still no outs for.
Still nobody out, and this is big Sam Westermeyer. He was hit last time by Sorensen. Here at the 6th hole of the order. We'll see if they have him. Yeah, they're going to try to move him over first and second.
That's
Oh,
a
a
good
beautiful
bunt.
bunt. He's going to go third. Force play nicely done, and with a left-handed thrower, that was a perfect play.
Perfect.
That's why normally you want to bunt the first base side with a left-handed
Left-handed
thrower
pitch, yeah.
because of that particular play. So beautifully done.
Johnny hopped off the mound.
Beautifully done on the 1-5 put out.
This is
Westermeyer reaches on the fielder's
Didn't
choice.
hesitate. Went right to third.
And folks, I hope as the coaches that are watching back there, the reason that you want to bunt that ball to third base with a left-handed pitcher when you've got a force play at third is it's his easiest throw he has.
Doesn't have to turn around.
Yeah, it's right in front of him. So, ooh, a little faker Rooney. God, I wonder if Johnny's going to pull that move on the dance floor tonight.
I've seen him do it.
He might be part of the breakdancing workshop. Another courtesy runner. I keep mentioning the breakdancing workshop. I'm definitely dating myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Coach Kelly or Coach Bissonette even know what breakdancing probably is.
Probably not.
No. I do know they know what Nirvana is, and I like that shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my Wayzata colors on. Little did I know.
Did you.
I walked up to
Away.
the field and I went,
That's
oh.
all right. I brought a blue towel.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's funny. I'm pure and innocent, so I wore all white today.
Yes.
Yeah. This is Charles Engdahl. Charles 0 for 2. He went down looking last at bat and grounded to short. Okay. Thank you, Blue. Getting some help on this beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon here at Derek Keller Field. Sorensen looking in for Hunt. First and second, 1 down.
Oh, hit batter.
Hit batter, so that's going to look. So that'll load them up here with 1 down. You've got the 4-2. Wayzata with a double, single. And then you got a courtesy.
Number 31, J.J. Hale.
J.J. Hale batting for Bulky here. J.J. Hale, a pinch runner or pinch hitter, left-handed batter. Bulky was 1 for 2. Johnny gonna step route.
Oh, looks like we got our bases loaded. Infields.
Yeah.
Coach Kelly made an adjustment. They're staying back. They came in and now he's pulling back.
Big hole on the left side here. He's got.
Looking to turn 2.
Yep. See if he pulls something here. Lefty on lefty matchup. Fastball hit towards first. Got to stay back on it. Nice flip. Did he get him? Beautiful ball. Nice lead by Brett. Beautiful, nice lead by Brent Ryan, and Johnny got there.
Tough bounce
yes,
on first base.
And good speed by that young man, J.J. Hale. He gets credit for the RBI, and the runners move up as it makes it 4-3, but it could have been a lot worse.
That's what's nice having Johnny on the mound.
Yeah.
He's quick and
your son with a good. He ran the first 3-4 steps, and then he saw he wasn't going to beat him, and he needed to get it to Johnny on a good solid flip.
Number 11, Nick K.
So this is number 11, Nick K. Another pinch hitter here. Not sure if we can have any data on him. So big right-handed batter. So 2 out, 2 in, second and third. The tying run at third. Go ahead run at second with 2 outs. 4-3 is the score. Oh,
nice
beautifully
pitch,
done.
Good start. Get ahead of the batter.
Boy, did he freeze the outside corner there. So 2 down. Oh, and he nubs that off. And
Got another
Sword's
tough
going to have to
play.
get there as well. He's going to have to lead him. And another 3-1 put out. Third one of the day.
Third
two
one,
in
you
a row.
don't see that often.
That's something that's so important to work on. And boy, did he get ahead of that number 11 there. So 2 nice 3-1 putouts after, you know, the double, single. You knew what Wayzata is going to make the adjustments.
Yeah.
You knew they were. Their second time through the order. They've seen him. They saw him last year. But that was really impressive how he got those last 2 pinch hitters, too,
yes.
that they brought in off the bench. So
Yep, hit to the same spot, and we've been working on that play in the living room.
you have. Are you going to? Is he going to be leading some of the guys tonight at prom?
Exactly. We just kind of go right from
That was
right
really
from the
nice.
kitchen to the living room.
We joke about that, but I played first base a lot, and you know you have to have an athletic pitcher who's
a lot harder than it looks.
And you know
the timing's got to be just
yeah,
right.
and you've got to be so much more worried about making the fielding play before you even worry about the lead of the. Exactly. So 2 runs do come in, but considering it was double, single to start the inning.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we keep them to singles. Instead of these extra base hits. You know, we're okay.
3 re-entry. And 3 has re-entered the game. It looks like Bulky's re-entered and Freeze has re-entered. But to me, the most important sequence in that whole inning, you got first, you know, you got to run in double, single, and then Westermeyer drops the bunt down. You still got first and second.
Johnny gets him out at third. That was out of the inning.
Right. And he gets that lead guy first out at third. You keep the force in order. You know, I'm sure, you know, and you wonder, too, with Terry's background in baseball, I'm sure that's something he probably addressed with his Wayzata guys, too, in terms of thinking about, I've got a left-handed pitcher, where do you want to drop this down in this scenario, right? Here's Julian Juice Shadle for St. Louis Park. 1 for 2. He had the nice line single, and then he hit a hard ball to third, but got turned into a double play here. So if you just joined us, number 1 Wayzata and St. Louis Park, 4-3 here. Orioles in the bottom of the 6th inning. Juice gets under that one as he drops the lower half. Looks like it's going to float out into our Little League section. I mentioned Little League Day here at St. Louis Park. Make sure you get over to the complex on Nevada there, as they've got 3 nice fields, and Little League games will be going on through the end of June, probably some tournaments in July.
Yep.
And there's some traveling teams that use that field in Carlson. Carlson's still one of my favorite beautiful kind of scenic fields.
Hidden away, and got a dog park in the outfield, and
right. And when the dogs start fighting, it's always enjoyable. And
yeah, it's not a distraction.
I love it when the leaves kind of fill in there too, and then sometimes in September when you get a fall league game there, when you get the leaves changing color. So 2-2 count now to Juice. Shadle, Mobley, and Stillman. 5, 6, 7.
Oh, go.
Strike 3. That one's going to go to the backstop. We'll see if Juice can make it down. Oh, and he had to throw. So Juice reaches on the strike 3.
You don't see that every day.
No, exactly. Juice reaches on the strike 3. Wild pitch as that bounced. He really caught him off guard as Urke's done a nice
swung at a
job.
bad pitch and swung at ball 4 and ended up on pass ball, and Juice gets to first on a.
Yeah, and for Urke, what do? You're the pitcher. You get the leadoff hitter to swing and miss on strike 3. Coach Kelly going to make a substitution here. You see who the courtesy runner is? Hard to tell the numbers for St. Louis Park this year.
Ian Sambo's coming in.
Ian Sandbo. Oh, okay. That's a good musical family. His dad's in a couple bands.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Isn't he a great guy, John?
Oh, yeah, he's an unbelievable drummer.
I know. Have you ever heard him?
No, but Brody has. Brody's gone to watch him play because Brody and he talk music all the time. They're both into vinyl.
Yeah. Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and Kyle played in the band and still playing in college. My boy Kyle's still playing trumpet in college. And
wow.
The older boy, Miles, was quite appreciated. He's in the DH spot now. Thank you, Blue. So Sandbo going to take over the DH spot for Shadle as he pinch runs here. Nice to get Ian in the game, good speed here. Is Ian a junior as well?
Ian's a junior as well.
Ian, you say Ian, I say Ian?
Ian, Pekarek.
I had a friend named Ian who was I-A-N. We always called him Ian. That's he wanted to be called Ian. Pulls back, another throw through. Interested after the game, but I'm pretty impressed with Young's pop time and his skills and how open he is defensively as a catcher. He's shown a great arm on 3 different sequences. Really heady catcher. Few balls have gone to the backstop, but generally not his fault. Butted nicely to the first base line. Is anybody going to get there? Yes, nicely done. So beautiful. Excellent execution defensively and offensively. And let's give it up for Luke Mobley on the sack bunt that time. And that moves Sandbo down to second here. So Orioles trying to get an extra run in here, and that'll bring up Jacob Stillman 0 for 2.
Let's see if Jacob can stay hot. He's a little cold today, but
Yeah.
you know, just a little blooper right between short and third. It should work.
There's a nice
Yeah,
pitch.
last at bat, Jacob was robbed by an amazing catch by
Yes.
the right fielder.
That's
right
good
on the
call.
line.
He hammered that down the right field line, and that
Yeah,
guy
that
dove.
would have, you know, he doesn't get
would've
there. It's
scored.
extra bases.
Would have scored Mobley probably for sure, who was on first that time. Drops the handle that time, and nice to see Tom Spaeth back again too. Of course, Tom, longtime coach over at Edina, was an assistant, and then
Boys love him.
yeah, oh, and
Just
then
a
he
calm
coached.
presence in the dugout. And
Yeah,
full
keeps
of wisdom.
it fun, and played a little bit for the Gophers in the early '60s. Not many people know that, but that one shot to the right side.
Move the runner up.
Free's going to come over on the 4-3 put out. He used to move him up where he can come in on a wild pitch.
Should be a good time for Jack Elias to break free.
Yeah, we've had all 4 runs in the game for Park on 2 out hits. They're going to need one probably here unless it's a wild pitch. Unless Sandbo goes for, well, and he's in the stretch. No straight steal at home if you're in the stretch.
Not recommended.
Not recommended, right. So Jack Elias 0 for 2 with a just misses outside. Good take. Trying to get him to go fishing there. Jack, a senior, as we mentioned. Got a lot of experience the last 2 years pitching and playing at second. Misses on that breaking ball. Had a good swing at it, just up a tad. I think he'd like to have that cut all over again. It looked like he was ready for that.
Yep. That was right over the plate.
Yeah. Just a tad low. Good take there. 2-1. Brent Ryan on the on-deck circle. Brent hoping to get another chance to earn not just dinner tonight, but maybe a steak dinner tomorrow if he can get another hit.
Could be.
Jack probably wants that back a little high.
Yeah, not his pitch.
No, 2-2 here. Bottom of the 6th inning. St. Louis Park 4 runs with 7 hits, 2 errors, both in 1 inning. Didn't cause any trouble. 3-5-0 for Wayzata. Pretty well played game overall. Execution, fundamentals. Good take up and away. Full count.
All right, Jack. Let's see what you can do, kid.
He's assuming he's going to get a fastball catcher set up way outside Young. Indeed he did, and he frames that outer half as he thought he... Not a big argument.
He hit a spot.
Yeah, and if it was close, he was making progress. He's running
outside.
towards first base.
Yep.
I hate to say that, but sometimes you don't.
Yep.
Going to pull the trigger if he thinks that. Yep. So backdoor K, so nothing comes in, although a nice leadoff single that time put to waste. And we're going to go to the 7th here. Orioles clinging to a 4-3 lead. We'll see what kind of changes, if any, coach makes on the mound. It looks like he's going to keep Sorensen out there for the 5th inning. Johnny, of course, worked through the first 3 batters last inning in the trouble. Again, if you just joined us here, if you want to get a copy of this game or any of the other games here on 16, go to ParkTV.org, ParkTV.org. This is the defending state champions, Wayzata, from last year, who's #1 in the state this year. We mentioned earlier, Wayzata 8-1 on the season. You can also call Paul at that number, 952-924-2635, if you want to add any feedback about the broadcast, any compliments, any donations that you want to send into the announcing crew, gift packages you want to send into to Cord and me.
Yeah, that would be great. Or if you need Farmer and I to come host a party.
We've got a side gig we're now forming. We're going to be doing a lot of weddings and bar mitzvahs for fun.
We haven't talked about it yet, but
it'll happen, Cord. Don't worry.
We thought today would be the day to break it out.
You're going to need more to do when he graduates in a couple of years, right? Exactly.
Well, we'll bring back the breakdancing. And
yes. I think that doubleheader is going to be fun. We've got to talk about entertainment in between the two games of the Cooper doubleheader on Monday the 15th. So,
Well,
Top of the seventh.
top of the seventh. Let's see what Johnny has left in the tank, huh, Frommer?
Nice.
well, and this is 1, 2, 3. As you got Dees, Isbell, Oberg, and then Moser. Dees 1 for 3 officially on the day. Got a single and came around to score the first run in the first inning. I wasn't sure if Coach Kelly had somebody else in mind in the bullpen to go, but he's going to ride out Johnny here in the 7th
Probably
inning.
the right idea.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, he did a great job overcoming the adversity of the first, 3 guys that reached last inning.
Ooh.
So 3-0 here to the leadoff hitter Dees, who does have excellent speed. He hit .417 for the state champs last year, one of their 2 returning starters. And he's considered one of the top 50 seniors in the state. Shaves that outside edge. Good take anyway. That would not have been a good pitch to offer at 3-0.
Let's see what Johnny comes with.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily think he's going to throw a fastball. He's got such good command of his. Indeed he did. The leadoff walk here. First walk that Johnny's offered here to lead off the 7th. That's the tying run, and that'll bring up Bobby Isbell. Officially, Bobby 0 for 3 on the day.
Sam going out to talk to Johnny.
The 8th grader giving him the vote of confidence.
Yep.
Yep. Now, has he caught majority of his career Little League on up? And
Probably.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
If he's been. Did they start him on the freshman team this year?
He.
Oh, nice job catching the ball. That was up and in, and he reached in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
It was something about catching, and did he start on the freshman team or JV?
I think he did. He started on the JV team, and then.
Nice bunt. Sorensen does the right thing. He looks to second. It was not a good secure play. So he takes the sheer out on the 1-3 sacrifice. Nicely done by Isbell. Dees with good speed moves to second, and you got the 3-4 hitters here to try to bring them in Oberg and Muser. Will had the nice double last time after striking out the first 2 times. Will, another one of them. He's committed to Iowa Central Community College for next year. Just misses on the fastball. Will hit.
Good, nice power from Johnny. Still got a little in the tank.
Yeah. They nickname him Moose. Moose Oberg. Down and in. Hunt reaches in to get that. One count to the senior Oberg. 6'4", 205. I don't know if he's 6'4", but he's definitely 205. Look at that. It does say he's 6'4", doesn't it?
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah.
They make him big in Wayzata.
I think it's the inbreeding. No, I'm just kidding.
It used to be farm country.
Misses outside with a breaking ball. Johnny a little bit nibbling there. 2-1 here. Tying run on second, top of the 7th inning here. 1 down. Dvorak and Stillman back on the left side. That ball hit hard towards Riley. Stays down on it. Has time. Nicely done. You know, that was what was nice, folks, as you watch that at home, was that ball was scalded, and he made sure he partially went down on the one knee to block the ball.
Had his glove out in front. It bounced off his chest, and he picked it up, and he stayed with the play. Riley with a great arm, so he didn't panic.
And that was a ball, and you don't know if you're going to get a true hop on the infield either. So a great 6-3 put out on a ball that was hit hard by Oberg. And Dees moves over to third, and that'll bring up Chad Muser, who 2 for 3 with an RBI, single last time, and a double. He's the cleanup hitter for Wayzata.
I'd almost like to see an adjustment with Elias slide over where he hit, in the gap last time.
Oh, I know. I think he's very, and looking at
Wayzata crowd not happy with the call.
Yeah, I don't know. Boy, if you lefty on lefty matchup, we'll see if Johnny is nibbling away or what he's going to do here. This Hunt's setting up down and away again. Wow. Would have liked to see Sam shift the body weight over on that. He lazily dropped the glove out that time, and even though that was not an easy pitch in some
A
ways.
little late getting over to his left.
Yep. I don't know if we have the replay of that, but if we can watch the replay, Paulie. It's tough to tell. You know, as technically you got to call that a wild pitch, but I would have really liked to see him shift the body weight over. Just. Oh, and then an error there on that play by Elias as it goes through. The music going to reach on that on the E4. Just took his eye off it momentarily, Jack. We'll see how Johnny recovers from that. Neither one of those probably, you know, maybe you can say the wild pitch technically his fault, but certainly not the error. And that'll bring up Tyler Young, 1 for 3 officially. We're 4-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. As a run comes around on a walk, sacrifice bunt, and then a ground out to short, and then a wild pitch. There's a nice block that time by Hunt as he shifted the body weight nicely.
Learned from his last one.
I'm sure Sam's going to remember that play as he watches the replay too, exactly. Here's Tyler Young, another left-handed batter.
Oof.
Johnny
coming off that Rocky Balboa throw from the mound to first base.
That's the competitor in him letting out a little emotion probably on the throw, right?
Almost went through Brent Ryan's glove.
Mm-hmm. Boy, nice play.
Tough one.
Tough one. Beautiful job to stop that anyway. A single all the way on that play by Young. Technically, we got to give an error to the Dvorak on the runner reaching third, Muser on that play, but nice job by Riley. So a single and then an error from Moser reaching third on that throw. Nice backhand, though. Nice time for a quick little visit, too. Brian can talk to the kids with 2 outs here. See if we have, Paulie, did we run the replay of that play again? Because I thought that was a nice job again by Riley defensively. He's had a great game at short.
Yep.
Several good plays.
Brent probably should have had that at first. One hopper.
And look at that. And he has enough to plant on that. Yeah, it was down and away the throw. He bet it anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's at least 5 or 6 balls that he's had at short, including the one that he went in the outfield. And that's nice. Got a courtesy runner. Looks like coming in here for number 12 for Wayzata. We'll have to try to find a name on that. Number 12 is Jack Rothstein back again.
Sam Westermeyer.
Now here's Westermeyer. So go ahead, run at third. Another runner at first and third, 2 outs. Not sure what defense Park's going to play on a first and third D here. Westermeyer, 1 for 2 officially.
Bats have come alive a little bit for Wayzata.
Yeah, and you knew they would, absolutely. Just misses his. He's got a little bit of run on that fastball from right to left when I don't know if he releases it with, you know how he releases it with his left side, but it dives away from the right-handed batter, yeah. 2 down still. Nice block that time by Hunt.
Sam.
Yeah, it was nice to see him get down and stop that 5-hole from opening up. 2-1 count. You got Young at first, Muser over at third. Muser reached on the error by Elias, and then Young on the infield single.
Oof. Nice grab by Brent
Yeah,
Ryan.
nice catch by Mr. Ryan. That was thrown with some velocity.
Runner on third. That.
Right. We're thinking the same thing, Dad. There's a nice
good
swing.
catch.
2-2 is the count as Westermeyer misses on that one. And even though 2-2 count here will be interesting, normally you wouldn't send Young, but perhaps they will here with an inexperienced 8th grade catcher to see how Sam responds.
Little off-speed pitch, huh, Frommer? What do you think?
Yeah. Down and in, just missed with the fastball. He's been almost calling that, but that is inside. So full count, you're going to see Mr. Young leaving from first base. Big Sam Westermeyer, another young man who's hit the weight room a lot for the Trojans. Oh.
Yeah, like you said, he's calling that.
He's calling that. Was called strike 3. Definitely probably a little bit inside, but been called seriously. Mr. Westermeyer not happy. So Wayzata does tie it in the top of the 7th. Technically, in my mind, that's an unearned run because of the walk, and then he gets over to 3rd on the sack, and then the ground out to short. But then he scores on really the wild pitch / pass ball, however we want to look at that here. But for St. Louis Park, gives him another chance to bat, and it's a good life lesson, not only for the catcher and pitcher, but also, you know, we didn't get a chance to tack on a run the last inning when we had a chance to move that guy over for St. Louis Park. So we'll see if they can pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th. So. Beautiful Saturday here on Little League Day.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
I've got the baby oil out now.
Do you want to? I was going to ask one of the ladies to do my back, but if I don't know, I haven't had a lot of luck in the dating process
a lot
yet,
of things I'll do for you, but I'm not putting the oil on your back.
And I'm glad we'll just leave that conversation there. We've got another theme from Rocky going. 3rd different song of the day.
Here we go.
There you take a look. Oh, there's the Wayzata schedule. You saw. Looks like they're at Andover, at Hopkins, play Eden Prairie, Forest Lake, Totino. Edina, Minnetonka, obviously some good non-conference games. Andover, Totino, Grace, Forest Lake.
For the Orioles, in the bottom of the 7th inning.
They're trying to move to 9-1 today, 8-1. Here's Brent Ryan, who of course had that big 2-run double in the bottom of the 2nd. Getting ready for prom tonight at the American Swedish Institute. Spreading the wealth.
See if he goes after that first pitch from her.
Looks like Brian Kelly going to maybe making a sequence change. We'll try to keep you up to date on what that might be. We want to make sure we give a big shout out. This is Matthew Urke's only his 2nd outing of the day of the season for Wayzata, and he entered with 3 innings pitched and no earned runs, and he's really done an excellent job for them. Because the Orioles really got to Gallagher early and knocked him out after 1 2/3. Shea Pekarik, of course, pitched the first 2 innings for Park, and then Johnny's been on for the last 5. See if we can get what the change might be here.
Little delay in the game from her. Not sure what the.
Thought I heard something about the 5-hole, but I didn't quite catch that. Hopefully.
Yeah, they got so many things they have to keep straight.
I'm glad you're here. Honestly, it's not easy to keep scoring outs and try to keep track. I am a special human being, but
yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Okay, leading off the bottom of the 7th here is Brent Ryan. Swings at that fastball inside, gets a small piece of it. Bounces out, went up. He's had a tough time. When he's gone to the changeup, he's bounced 2 or 3 of them up there, so he's pretty much had to go fastball curve Urke as well here. Sorensen on deck for St. Louis Park. He got 9-1-2, bottom of the 7th inning here. Oh, just missed that a tad in front of that.
Yeah, that one.
Just a little bit in front of it. His eyes lit up. So that'll push the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on the junior.
Catcher's going to shift to the outside, probably.
Yeah. This is high with that. 2-2. Urke. I like saying the pitcher's name, Urke.
Urke, that's a tough name. Oh, just missed it.
That one going to be squeezed. And 1 down here, bring up Johnny Sorensen.
Number 1, Johnny Sorensen.
Johnny Sorensen followed that 2-run double by Mr. Ryan in the 2nd inning with an opposite field double of his own. Johnny had a double and a triple yesterday in the 17-hit attack in the 9-4 win over Jefferson. We mentioned that Riley Dvorak also had a couple of doubles and 3 hits in that game. 6 Orioles did have 2 hits, including Luke Mobley, Connor Cornell, Luke Boyum, Brent Ryan with 2 hits. The St. Louis Park special coming through on the back tracks. You don't often get
They
that.
stop and say hello.
Looks like Casey Jones, the conductor, is getting out. Johnny with a good
wants
cut.
that one back.
Yeah, he just missed that. He timed that perfectly. I saw, and we saw Zach Listiak at the first game we covered.
Yep. He's been in and out.
Okay. A little bit away on that pitch. Johnny probably trying to shoot that to left center. Sam Amundsen also on the varsity. We mentioned Luke Peterson. Noah Fracassi, also a member. Up and away. Have you heard how the JV and the B squad have been doing for St. Louis Park?
I think it's been. I think the JV team has been kind of hit and miss.
Okay. Ooh, just missed that high fastball. He was quick on that.
Ball
Yeah.
four.
Ball
Tough
four.
one though.
Yeah. I'm been calling a lot of high stuff, so. Johnny feels it again. Coach Kelly sent in some stuff for the Minnesota Breakdown book. I get a copy of this every year for the games they announce, and he has got some really nice write-ups on several players, including Johnny and Connor Cornell, Riley, etc. That one shot towards center field. I think it'd be easy, relatively. Yeah. Squeeze that time by the center fielder Engdahl out there. And with two down, that'll.
Fielder number 14, Connor Cornell.
And when it's another Rocky song, you know it's going to be Connor Cornell. Yeah, go ahead, take a look at that, Court. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. It's part of what head coach does to promote his team and some of the players. Takedown. This is new. They only have done this for 3 years, so It's been really nice that they used to do it for hockey for a lot of years. But this is Cornell. We mentioned Connor again.
Starts with one, Frommer. Starts with one.
2 over to Connor. Park really getting under a lot the last several innings. That ball going to be skied towards center. 1, 2, 3. Kind of dropping that backside, trying to maybe do a little bit too much with the pitches and try to hit some doubles and home runs. So that'll push us to the 8th inning here, and we'll see if St. Louis Park makes any of their changes. Obviously, Johnny's gone 5 innings so far. I don't think there's any limit unless you hit 105 pitches, and he's nowhere near that. So see if they extend him out. See what other kind of changes Park might make.
Oh, here we go.
I could have stand up for a second. I haven't had a
Stretch
break.
it out, Frommer.
Can you take it for a sec?
Stretch it out.
Oh, you take the mic for just a
Sure.
sec? Okay.
Frommer's going to step away right now and stretch. It's sitting in metal chairs. Extra innings, folks, on a beautiful day. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Looks like we got a new pitcher in for St. Louis Park Orioles. Jacob Stillman steps on the mound. Got Johnny Sorensen back in center. We got Shea Pekarik moved to second base now. And looks like Zach Listiak has come in at third base for the Orioles.
So Listiak in at third, and you said Stillman moved over from third?
Yeah, Stillman's on the mound. Johnny Sorensen's back in center field, and Shea Pekarik is at second base.
Well, and it's such a nice day. You never really want to play extra innings when you're up 4-3 going into the 7th. But okay, so Listiak in at third. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Blue.
Thank you, Blue. Any rumor we're going to play a doubleheader? We're actually on the second part.
We're trying to heckle the ump, and I'm not sure if that's kosher, but we'll give it a shot. We're behind the fence; they can't touch us.
Good choice on the word too. All right, so top of the 8th inning here. 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for St. Louis Park, and 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Leading off the top of the 8th inning for your Wayzata Trojans, Charles Engdahl, the center fielder. Charles, 1 for 3 on the day. You got
For
Engdahl,
Wayzata number 6,
Hale.
the center fielder Charles Engdahl.
Oh, they're going to bring, Bonky's back. Never mind. So Engdahl going to start it off here in the 8th.
Flinched like he wanted to hit that one, but he let it go. Good call.
I appreciate you not making fun of the fact that I didn't have my scorebook today and I'm doing it on paper. Hit up the middle towards Dvorak. Tough chance. That came up on him hard, and I don't know. I personally am going to give him a single on that. I don't know how he could have come up with that clean anyway.
Tough one.
2-3 bounces. So Engdahl reaches on the single to start off the 3rd inning. And here's Bolke. Mentioned him pitching a lot as well. Let's see here. Stillman, first inning will work. Squared back to Stillman. He's got time. Short arms it, soft toss over to first. So the sac bunt moves Engdahl over to second.
The shortstop, Austin
Nice
Freeze.
play by Jacob Stillman.
Yep, that'll bring up Austin Freeze, the shortstop. Austin had a courtesy or pinch hitter for him last time. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on a ground ball to third and also popped up to second. Oh, gets plunked right there. Looked that time to me like Jacob was still looking back at the runner at second who was distracting him when he actually came through with the delivery. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Right, and he didn't have good vision on. Coach Kelly going to ask about something here.
I think he's going to ask about the fact that he didn't move out of the way of the ball.
Yeah.
He didn't make a
Right, a conscious effort.
The
Right.
right fielder, Danny
It was a
Dice.
slow breaking ball. We'll see if that even matters here. First and second does set up the force play with 1 down at least. That'll bring up back to the top of the order. Here's Danny Deese, though. Leadoff hitter who's officially 1 for 3. Scored 2 runs with a single and walk last time. Oh, wow.
interesting call by Stillman. That runner's really distracted him a couple of times, huh, Frommer?
It really has that time, and he was lucky that Riley was athletic enough to get over there and field that throw. Does the same thing on that sequence as he's dancing around out there, and he figures if he did it a couple times distracted him, he's going to keep doing it. So
Well,
that's Engdahl out there at second
3
base.
times a charm.
Right. Engdahl at second, Freeze at first. This is Deese, leadoff hitter. Breaking ball, hung a little bit, popped up, tough play in
one.
right center. Nice to see the 2 hands that time.
Grabbed by Shea Pekarik. 2 outs here, Frommer.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Bobby Isbell, the second baseman. Bobby 0 for 3 on the day. Contact all 3 times and a sac bunt last time. Sac bunt moved Dees around, so left side back, first and second, 2 down, tied in the top of the 8th. That breaking ball hit towards
Stay
Shea,
down.
stay down on it. Got time, easy flip. Nice to see the 2 hands again, so important. So a 4-3 putouts. The Orioles get around the damage of the leadoff hitter and another chance to bat here in the bottom of the 8th.
Nice breaking ball there on
Yeah.
Stillman on the first pitch. I like to see that.
Yeah, exactly. The mixing it up, the variety of offerings. How many? I don't have the official park stats. Paul wasn't able to. I don't provide those for me. But how many games has Jacob pitched? Several times.
He's
this year?
pitched several times. Yep.
Yeah. So
Earlier on in the season, he pitched a bunch, and he's been coming in relief.
okay. And now we got another pitching change for the Trojans as Urke, who did a good job, came in with 2 outs in the first inning. Officially goes 5 1/3, gives up only the 1 run, and only gives up 3 hits. So nice job by Matthew Urke. That'll bring in number 16. This is Alec Lonson, senior pitcher for Wayzata. We'll see if I can find any stats on this lefty. This is nice for Park, too, to see a lefty as well. This is, irregardless of the outcome of today, you want to see a variety of offerings, and might be a guy they see down the way, too.
Yeah.
This must be their 3rd starter, Alec Lonson.
Still being
This
DH4, so you got the same hitters.
apologize. Go ahead, Blue.
Same hitters.
Oh, same hitters. So Lonson on the year has thrown 9 2/3, 10 hits. He must have got the start against Minnetonka in the only game they lost. He gave up a couple home runs. His ERA is about 5, but he must have a real good arm. He struck out 9, only walked 3, 1-1 on the season. So it looks like, yeah, Bolke and Oberg and Lonson are their main 3 pitchers. Gallagher was their 4th. Erke was their 5th. So we see 3, 4, and 5 today. Yeah. And what a day to play some extra frames, right? If you're ever going to have a game that went extra innings, at least to play in a day like this, right?
Looks like the outfield, we got fans all the way.
Yeah.
Not only do we have the Little League kids, but we got fans sitting out in right center and enjoying the sun. And
is that the Court Ryan fan club in right center underneath the tree with that sign?
Duh.
Okay.
I mean, of course it is.
Okay.
I'm like a magnet.
I think it's because all of these people are definitely going to buy a DVD of this game to hear you.
I'm gonna play it over and over again.
And a certain Lori Druskin, Ryan, will be certainly, she'll have holiday gifts for everybody in the family, right? Oh, that one shot through. Nice leadoff single by Dvorak. Riley's second hit of the day to lead off the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles had been stuck on 7 hits for quite a few innings, so we'll see if we're 3, 4, 5 as here's Shea Pekaric. You say Pekaric, I say Pekaric.
I think you'd probably prefer Pekaric.
Yeah. He's got that back right pocket sticking out. I kind of like that look. Nice camera angle that time. Ooh, Lonson throws over.
He fooled Shea.
Yeah. Orioles get to take a look. We've got several right-handed batters in a row. We'll see if Lonson, the lefty, pulls he says he offers on the bunt attempt. I thought Shea pulled the bat back, but the ball bounces on the plate and goes past, so it in fact becomes a sacrifice anyway.
Runner. We got Dvorak at second base. No outs.
Don't know if you have a replay of that pitch when you have a time, but I thought Shea pulled the bat back at plenty of time to not get the strike called, but he did call it a strike. So 1-1, winning run at second base with good speed in Dvorak. We'll see how close they keep him. Orioles still might have the bunt on, but Shea's got a good bat, so I'd be surprised here if you moved him to third. Because then you, in effect, take the bat out of the hands of the next 2 hitters probably with intentional walks if you sacrifice him. So Lonson looks into Young. The senior lefty deals. Down and away with some good velo. Looked like Shea might have been looking for a breaking ball there and came really
a little late,
yeah.
a little slow on getting that bat around.
Yeah. You can adjust to the slower stuff, but if you're thinking slow, you can't adjust to the quick stuff. Up and away with that fastball.
Catcher adjusting up outside, looking for that outside corner call.
Yeah, well, he'd been getting a lot of high strikes, as you and I had mentioned all day, and then umps been calling a lot of the stuff away. Wide strike zone for both teams. The consistency's been there, I think, for the umpire. Fight set off. I think that might be caught, though, by the first baseman. I like the fake tag here by Riley.
Oh, we got Sam Hunt coming up to bat now.
Oh, okay. So here's the 8th grader Hunt, right-handed batter.
Well, he's a left-handed batter unless he's going switch hitter on us.
Kind of, okay. So Hunt in for, correct me if I'm wrong, but, Julian Shadle, that's right. Julian was pulled out of the game.
The guy who was being DH is going into the game. That takes care of the DH. He's playing.
Gotcha. Okay, no more DH, which was...
He's batting right-handed. That's a first this season.
Has he been a switch hitter a long time?
I have only seen him bat left-handed. I learn something new every day.
This was Julian Shadle's spot in the lineup, but it's been lost as the DH, and Park's not playing with the DH anymore. But here's the 8th grader, Sam Hunt, who we've been talking about, has been catching all day.
Good time for him to break out. I think he's had 1 hit this season.
Right.
In his opportunity, so you know what? Perfect time to get his second hit.
Oh, nice take on that one. That was down and away and just barely missed. So Sam Hunt, mentioned 8th grader. He was in a national power hitting contest, wasn't he, in the fall or something?
Yes,
and has played on
Marlin Stadium.
Yeah. Little bit, yeah. Good velocity on the Lunson fastball. Up in the zone, 1-1. matter what, good learning experience here for an 8th grader, and what a memory, you know.
Oh yeah, extra innings.
Absolutely. Good competition. Good take. Close. We're calling that close a lot today, but not this one. That'll
Yeah,
push
that
the
was
count.
outside.
Yep.
That was way outside. Wayzata crowd didn't like that call, but
2-1.
good eye.
3-1.
Got Luke Mobley on deck. He's
He's had a couple good knocks today.
He's been stroking the ball very well.
Right. He just joined us. 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning on 2 2-out doubles by Brent Ryan and Johnny Sorensen, and then another 4th inning 2-out double. Straight steal on the play. Beautifully done on the execution on Dvorak, and it looked like Lonson
we got Luke Mobley.
Yeah, Lonson did not look back at the last second there, and that's why I think you're going to see Bobby DeWitt out here talking to him, because he kind of lost. He got so focused on the three ball count here to the.
I think they forgot the runner was on second
Exactly,
base.
and you got to tip your hat at really. We talked about what a great day Riley's had in the field, but another just intuitive play he made there to read that. Yeah, so you got 1st and 3rd with 1 out here. The 8th grader Hunt draws the walk, and Luke Mobley. A lot of options here. You know, you could squeeze with Dvorak's speed. You could run a safety squeeze. You could let Luke, who's been hitting great the whole day, hit away.
I don't think you take the bat away from him.
Yeah, I don't know much about his bunting skills anyway. So
yeah, he's been hitting the ball so well.
Yeah,
we got 1 out, and
you can have a big infield to shoot at. They're all going to have to play up with with winning run at 3rd. So beautiful day here as the #1 ranked Wayzata Trojans have come to town and got their hands full against St. Louis Park. Of course, Wayzata won the state title last year in large school baseball and the Legion State Championship. Park's been battling them throughout. Park with 4 runs on 8 hits, and we're going to have the intentional walk here put to Mobley to load the bases. They don't have to throw the pitches anymore as they don't in Legion. Now they changed that rule for high school. So bases are going to be loaded with the intentional walk.
For the Orioles, the pitcher, #0, Jacob Stillman.
Jacob Stillman here. Wayzata, even though they've got a chance at the double play, they're going to bring everybody in on all 4 sides. Also bringing the outfield in just a tad because they know Dvorak's got good speed on a fly ball. We'll see.
Exciting times here at Keller Field.
Yeah.
Extra innings, bases loaded, 1 out. Jacob Stillman up to the plate.
Right. Stillman now, as we mentioned, is pitching in the game. Good take. Nice stop by Young again.
Jacob Stillman, also known as the Rabbi.
The Rabbi.
Yes.
I wonder why. Up and in on that one. So 2-1-0, probably a take sign. I assume Coach Kelly will put on here with a 2-0. Yeah, Melanson.
Having a hard time finding the plate these last couple batters, although he did walk Mobley, so he didn't throw any pitches. So
yes. He's been consistent calling that up and in fastball all day. Yeah, I mean, you don't want anybody swinging at that anyway. So right,
that's a good take.
2-1 here. We'll see what Jacob does. A lot of options. Big lead from 3rd for Dvorak. Breaks on the ball.
Oh.
Late on that fastball. Went on the inside
Tough
fastball.
Pitch. Tough pitch.
Yeah, and tried to keep those hands inside, but he wasn't able to do so. Kind of simulating the at bat maybe there for court.
Fans can't see that at home.
Fouls that one off. 2-2. If you just joined us here, 4 runs on 8 hits for St. Louis Park, 4 runs on 5 for Wayzata. Jacob Stillman now batting, bottom of the 8th inning. Bases are loaded, winning run at 3rd, 1 out, 2-2 count. Will Lonson, the senior. Just a tad outside of pitch that's been
outside.
Yeah. Full count, everybody running here, so I'm just kidding, not everybody running. There's only 1 out.
It's only 1 out, Romer. That's all right. That's why I'm here to hold you accountable.
That would be funny if they all did break, wouldn't it be? And Riley ended up scoring on a strike 3 and the catcher didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
throws it back. So, we can dream.
There's got a bases loaded walk and end the game.
And there it is, St. Louis
Umpire
Park.
not happy with that. Yeah, so St. Louis Park going to get the win on the Stillman walk.
And that's a final. St. Louis Park 5, Wayzata 4.
So St. Louis Park gets the win on the walk-off walk by Jacob Stillman. I really well, you know, even though the box score is going to shave 5 runs, 8 hits, and 5 errors, 2 of the errors somewhat meaningless. Another one, but several good plays defensively in the field. Good execution on numerous bunt plays.
Timely hits.
Timely hits. And for Wayzata as well, a flawless game in the field. You got to tip your hat to Johnny Sorensen coming in after
Came
Shea
in
pitched the
and-
first
yeah,
2
came in
innings,
strong.
5 innings. I think he retired at the first 3 innings. He didn't give up any hits. So
Yeah.
and something really nice for the Orioles to build on it for Wayzata too. You know, a good chance for them to. They've had a busy week. These teams are going to meet again in the sections. Wayzata #1 ranked in the state. I mean, they first win for St. Louis Park against probably #1 ranked team in a lot of years.
Big win.
Certainly.
Big win
and
for the
something
boys.
for them to build on.
You
And
know
they
what?
got-
The boys are going to have something to
Yeah.
celebrate tonight at prom.
At prom.
At the Swedish Institute. Our friends over there at the Swedish Institute.
And make sure you get out. Get a copy of this game if you want. Go to ParkTV.org.
Oh,
$10 for a DV if you buy 3 or more. Call that number, 952-924-2635. And then also, as you see here on Little League Day, a really nice effort. Make sure you come on out. Orioles host Richfield on Monday and Chaska on Wednesday.
Yep.
Come on out here. There's no reason everybody shouldn't be coming out to these games. There's no admission fees. It's beautiful weather.
admission free, pay at the door, pull up a chair and sit on the floor.
Exactly. And you don't have to listen to us in the next couple games.
No, you absolutely. Why would you want to listen to us?
Exactly. So on behalf of Court Ryan, thanks a lot, Court,
Hey,
for joining
Farmer,
me. I don't
you know
even
what?
know
This
if
is
you mind. I hope you didn't mind that I drafted you.
No, you know what? This has been a fantastic. Listen, I wouldn't rather be anyplace else, right behind home plate, sitting next to the Frommer.
On behalf of Court Ryan, this is John Fromm. Thanks to Paul Broden and our staff. Have a good day.
Thanks.
From
Court with the
16.
Q out.